And we are back and don't know what we're doing. I'm actually about to crack open a Zombie Dust. So 3 Floyds out of Indiana, repping that one right now. And try to get Todd on, who's in Indiana. He's actually heading to bed because he has a long day tomorrow, he said. So
likely story.
Yeah, likely story there. But what are you rocking there again? A little bit of broccoli?
So I got one of the beers I sent to Rod. If anyone saw, there's let's see if I can zoom on the beer mail I sent him. This is Other Half Brewing Company's double dry hopped broccoli. No broccoli in this beer.
Thank God, because I hate broccoli.
Yeah, no, there's no broccoli. It's just let's see what their website says. See what they're actually brewed with. Because Other Half does a good job on their website of like whatever they put out. You can find the beer and the ingredients and everything, hops, whatnot. So let's see if I can find what they got going.
Some of y'all are familiar with Zombie Dust. It is a pale ale.
No one's familiar with it, Rod.
It's a sought after pale ale. How much did I get this pale ale for?
Oh my Lord!
Does that say $2.29? What?
Jesus Christmas!
No limit. Picked up 3. I saved 3 from the shelf.
That's still one of my favorite American style pale ales to this day. It's a classic. So Double Dry Hop Broccoli is an Imperial IPA brewed with Cascade, Hallertauer Blanc, Mosaic Simcoe, and Mosaic Lupulin powder. And they use oats and wheat for the mouthfeel and the look of it. So,
what powder was that?
Mosaic Lupulin powder.
That's what you say, lupulin powder.
I hate you, but I understand. So, it pours out like your typical New England style IPA, which is, baby, this is so hazy, doth the road understand the haze of the one. I'd be curious though to see what Rod thinks about it, but yeah, it looks like pineapple juice or whatever, right? Because why not?
So let's see here.
Oh, it smells so incredible. I didn't even get it next to my nose. That's amazing.
If you guys got any questions, fire them in there. If you guys want a link, fire them in there and let Joe know. Joe's working a big board again.
Yes, I am. So Rod will be drinking this and reviewing it for you all in the next probably couple weeks. I don't know when he'll post it.
Well, I got to get it in there earlier now because the pale ale, right? So
well, yeah, it's an IP. I mean, of the beers, essentially, I think I sent you 4 pale ale / IPA / Imperial IPAs. I'd recommend to drink them before the end of the month just because they're relatively fresh. But yeah, I mean, you don't have to post them anytime soon.
He got moved to the head of the class for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All the big beers essentially can last for whatever.
Yeah. Oh, love that citrus in here.
Yeah, this is
just a nice, well put together beer.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna like that.
Yeah. So no questions as of yet, but we want to talk about the beer. Talk about anything. It's open forum, like I said. So.
Well, we'll ask people. Oh, you are playing some Who Shot You? I like it.
That's right. Baby.
So I posed this question to Rod on Facebook a little while ago because I was watching. So shout out to all the UK guys, but more specifically Rob from Hopzine, Peter the Clueless Drinker, Craig from Kent's Beer Reviews, and who am I missing? No, Peter, Craig, Rob, and who's the 4th guy over there?
Was
why am I struggling right now?
Was Jake on there?
No, Jake wasn't on there. What the hell am I doing with my life?
I know James wasn't on there tonight.
No. Oh my. Oh, Harry Blue Nose. Sorry, Harry. Sorry, Harry. Sorry, Harry. I'm a little messed up, Harry. Don't blame this on Rod. It's all on me. But Harry hosted it on his channel. So Harry, Peter, Rob, and Craig. And they were doing what they were calling the Golden Pints Award, which were basically like the year-end awards for them personally. So they had like 25 different categories, like best beer of the year, best brewery, best like overseas beer and brewery, best YouTuber, best. They had a lot more than that. And then I think so. Anyway, to segue into what I asked Robert, or I told Rod that I would love to do a year-end awards on the Beer Flow show, maybe on the 21st or 28th, whenever we're going to do it after next week. So what do you guys think about that? Anyone watching? I think it'd be a good time. Rod said he was concerned with too many local beers, but that's the whole point of it. It's just a year-end beer awards for you personally, but like as a show, like what's your favorite beer, what's your favorite brewery, maybe do like favorite hop forward beer, favorite dark beer, favorite barrel aged beer, favorite beer tuber. I probably have like 10, 15, 20 different awards, and everyone who's usually on the panel, which would be Rod, Todd, see how that rhymes, Eric, and myself. And we would just make the show that instead of focusing on a brewery and talking about beer news. I think that would be cool because it'd be all about the year in review, basically. So I'd be curious to what people out there think about that.
It could be something definitely interesting.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm okay with coming up with the topics. I probably just, steal them from Rob and Harry, but, put American twist on it. Because they had things where it was like, best UK beer, best UK draft beer, best UK brewery, and then they did it best overseas of all the three. And they had like best beer tuber, best label, all that stuff. I don't know if I'd go that in depth, but it'd be cool to see like what Eric, Todd, yourself, and myself would think about, what our favorite beers of the year were, what are our least favorite beers, some of the best breweries, beers within certain styles. I wouldn't go crazy, but be like best hop forward, best dark beer, best barrel aged beer, best sour beer, types of things like that. Because Craig said something funny. He was like, it's tough to remember a lot of the stuff. Now we all, for the most part, do Untapped, or if not, you're a beer tuber, so you kind of have a pretty good understanding of what you've drank over the last year. But I think it would give good perspective. Like you were talking about local stuff. I mean, yeah, some of your best favorite, best beers, most favorite beers might be local stuff. But while you're doing that, you also get the word out about your local stuff. Let's say if your best hop forward beer was a Rheingeist beer, people who aren't familiar with Rheingeist in Cincinnati, even if you just reach one person, they'd be like, holy crap, I want to try Rheingeist stuff at some point. So it'd be cool to get out what our favorite beers were of the year, what our experiences were for the year, but also slightly educate people on local beers as well. So I don't know. I think it would be a good thing. I'm trying to twist Rod's arm. I don't think I need to do a lot of twisting.
Well, I'm just wondering, there might be something better to actually each person can give their award to whatever they think it might be, rather than a consensus type thing.
Well, no, that's what we're doing. It's individual. It's what your personal.
Like, that might actually work.
So if we do like best beer, everyone says what the best beer they had all year. I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
It's not like best consensus. Is what out of all the hundreds of beers you've had this year, what was your favorite? It's all it comes down to. So it's like a personal beer award show, but from everybody on the panel.
Yeah.
So everybody's going to have different answers, and that's what kind of makes it the show, So it's not going to be like general consensus or what everyone thinks. Because if you sat here and tried to think about what everybody thought was the best beer, it'd be boring, I think, for everyone's going to, this is the best beer. No, what's your favorite beer?
All right.
Mr. Wangus Angus is here. He says best strip joint. Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Angus Wangus, you guys being in Southern Ontario.
It's all about location. I know DC.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I know in
actually some of the people in DC are getting exposed and they're getting kicked out of DC. So
I'm very ignorant when it comes to strip joint rules, not strip joints in general, but strip joint rules. I know in Southern Ontario they can be fully naked in Ontario.
Well, they can in America too in certain cities.
As I was saying, here in the Western New York area, there are establishments that gentlemen go to, and probably some ladies as well, where you can only be fully naked if you don't have a liquor license. So if you don't serve alcohol, you can be fully naked.
Yeah.
But if you do, you can only be topless. I'm like, isn't that like the most arbitrary rule ever? Like,
you get a place like Deja Vu where they do a cooler fee, they'll hold it for you. So it's different place. Like in DC years back, they were all naked there, and there was alcohol. Atlanta's another one,
Atlanta makes sense.
Remember the whole Patrick Ewing, the whole scandal they had, the one called like Patrick Ewing and a bunch of other NBA players were all like caught up in that. Michigan, I thought in Michigan they had some parts where you could too, but it might be no alcohol because of like the Deja Vu's and all that stuff. So it depends on where you're at, I guess, in the country. So when I would just go to WVU or Morgantown, you could be.
Yeah.
So
I was sharing a lot of places in West Virginia. There's a lot of things that are happening in terms of rules and laws that no one else knows about. By the way, Todd's watching. He says Miller Lite faux show. LOL. Todd, I will be. I'm going to send you. I checked actually how cheap it is to send beer. This is crazy. I can send Todd like 6-7 beers for like $10. So that's what I'm going to do. Todd.
Really?
Yeah. The beer I sent to you, I think it was that package I sent to you was only $15.
Well, I did it wrong the way I sent to Eric, because I think his was 15. It was just the one beer I sent him. So don't use the post office. I know.
No, UPS is great. Just don't put fragile on the box anywhere, because they take it as a personal challenge. I've done it before in the past, and like the box will have holes in the side of the box from people kicking it with like their steel toe boots, and they're like, "Oh, how fragile can it be? Let's see if we can." No, just don't put fragile on the box.
Yeah, I saw like hidden video where like they show people throwing TVs over the fence or whatever.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, Lance is on here. Should we send Lance? Lance, you want to join?
Yeah, Lance wants to join. Lance, you want to join, dog? What's up? You up? You up? You up?
You up, son. So yeah, Todd, I'm going to send you and Eric. Probably not as many as Rod, because you guys don't have. I mean, you don't have a Beer Jimmy channel, Todd. So you're lucky you're getting me anything. No, but I wanted to send you guys this out because I got it fresh. But
it's kind of a hard shot on Todd there.
No, I don't have a Beer Jimmy channel either, Todd. So we're the same thing. No, I want to send both of you guys this out, and so I checked the prices, and it's cheap. So hopefully, I sent it to Rod, and it went to Lexington the first night, and then in your area, and like the lows were like 18 to 20 degrees. None of it froze. Everything showed up fine. So we should be good. Hopefully. No sponge candy though. You guys, no sponge candy. Sorry. Sponge candy's only for Rob.
And I'll hook you up here in a second.
So we have Mr. Angus Wangus says, I've seen the Buffalo Bills many times at the joint in Niagara Falls, Ontario, LL. Partied with them. No wonder they lost 4 Super Bowls. Yeah, no, I agree. I wouldn't be surprised. The early to mid 90s Bills, especially the ones that went to the Super Bowl, they were notorious for a lot of things other than winning Super Bowls, apparently. They had a lot of fun when you had Kelly and Bruce Smith and Thurman Thomas and all those guys. They partied. Which, hey, I mean, I get it. But you should probably win a Super Bowl before you start getting crazy. Just one. Just one. I mean, you go 4 times, maybe just once.
Yeah, one of your old Bills, he actually started. I don't know if he's from Kentucky down here or moved down here, but Mark Pike, he has like a couple gyms down here.
Yeah, Mark Pike's fantastic. My favorite used to be Mark Kelso with like the extremely thick helmet. He had like the double helmet because he used to have concussions back before there was like any talk about it. That dude's helmet was amazing. It was like triple thick. People used to make fun of him.
Yeah.
But he had the last laugh because he had no more concussions after that. And now with all these concussions, it's like, yeah, he was ahead of the curve.
Ahead of the curve. I like what you did there. Hey, Lance, check your Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, Lance, check your face. Now, Bum, I'm going to say this. We'll keep this on the down low because I don't think Jody will say this. But if you want to join, we're totally on board with Bum joining. I mean, you can even do like a pseudo malt liquor report on here if you want to right now. I'm speaking for Rod because I know Rod would be on point with this. He would definitely allow you to bring Billy D. Williams to the table. But if not, I get it. I know you're loyal to Jody. I get it. All right. Yeah. So Todd's leaving. He says it, but he also said he worked at UPS long ago, and he says it's true. Never put fragile on it. So, Todd, cool. You showed up. I mean, it sucks. You have to get up early. I understand. Life is how it is. But we'll see you next Thursday when we're doing Great Lakes. Hopefully. Yeah. Bum says at one point in PA, the few fully nude places couldn't sell beer, so they gave it out for free. But your initial empty plastic cup cost $25.
Yeah.
Bum says can't get on camera. Haven't shaved. All right, here's the thing. Bub. Bum, look at my beard. Whatever the fuck this is on my face. I am live on YouTube right now.
By now.
Yeah, come on. Like this is just for anyone who likes my beard, which I'm sure there's 0 of you out there. This will be gone by this time next week. So I apologize in advance. Pray for Joe. But my beard has to go. It's corrupt. It's corrupting too many beer tubers. So I mean, I feel like it's got to go at some point.
Yeah. Speaking of Bum always does the malt liquor report on Joe's show. and he has Billy D standing there. I'm taking the long way around on this one. So he's Billy D there. Billy D played Lando Calrissian in Star Wars. Are you going to be going to see the new Star Wars movie?
I'm probably not going to see it. I'll wait until it, is. Here's the thing. I like Star Wars, but I'm not into it like that. But I do enjoy the series. Like I saw someone post on Facebook. Was it somebody else today about Star Trek? About I think it's Quentin Tarantino, someone else, and I'm like, I never got into Star Trek personally, but I'll watch the new Star Wars, but I won't go to the theater to watch it.
I was always more of a Star Trek than Star Wars person, but
yeah,
I have a tendency in Star Wars to always root for the guys that aren't the good guys. I guess. I mean,
oh yeah. It's like wrestling.
Disappointed.
Like you root for the heels, the bad guys. That's what you do.
I mean, I thought Darth Maul was cool. I thought Boba Fett was cool. I thought, it was kind of like first movie I saw as a kid was Empire Strikes Back, and I was like, I thought it was funny when Luke got his head cut off. I mean, he was a wimp, so it was like that'll teach him. But I like Han Solo though. Han Solo was cool. He was one of the cool guys on the good side.
But in general, Harrison Ford is cool, so which kind of carries over to his character in Star Wars, right?
Yeah. Welcome, Lance.
Hello.
Lance, what the hell are you doing, buddy? Come on.
Well, my camera turned on. Give me a few moments here. Okay. There we go.
There you go.
Lance, we apologize, man.
You got the boot out? Is that a pretty big beer?
The camera turned on.
That's a nice size beer, Lance.
There we go.
Lance, you gotta mute the.
Yeah, you gotta mute the Lance. Is that a pretty big beer?
Now hold on a sec. Hold on. I gotta turn off some stuff first. Hold on a second.
Yeah, you gotta mute the YouTube feed on your side.
Okay, now what's the question?
He's got a cake.
He said, "What do you got in that boot, or what do you got in that big Hefeweizen glass? What do you got going on?"
Okay, this is my own creation. This is the ghetto American ale, American light ale. Excuse me.
That looks way darker than American light ale.
No. I hopped it on. I put El Dorado, Pearl, and Cascade in this. So it was at the very far end.
Are you digging it? You liking it?
Actually, you know what? I only gave it 2 and a 5 chocoboos only because it's not carbonating right because I have a tap problem.
The lacing looks sweet though.
I mean, like when I first poured out of the tap, the lacing was great. Once I let it rest, it's one of those ones to where like I can see the carbonation, but it's just not enough.
I gotcha.
Did you just put the new tap in your house there or your apartment? That wasn't there before.
No, this cake there behind me.
Yeah,
I've had it since October.
I don't remember seeing it in the background before though. Maybe did I miss it?
No, it's been back there for a minute. It's like I really like a lot of people miss it because like I don't showcase it. But in the last like month or so, I've showcased it. So like if you're not looking for it, you're not gonna see it.
Yeah. Is that Two-Hearted Ale can up in there too?
Yeah, it looks like a Two-Hearted Ale can.
Like you're getting down tonight, Lance.
No, it's not Two-Hearted, is it? What is that?
Is that Two-Hearted on the keg?
What bottle and can do you have on the keg, Lance?
Okay, I have the Rusty Road Brewing Company's this is the waffle sauce. This is their maple Imperial Maple Pecan Stout.
Yo, that sounds fantastic.
I'd get down with that.
Yeah, well, how was it?
Last week.
How was it?
2 weeks ago, I did the locally here. I did Hopping Frogs. They're part of the Tower Tuesday series. They're infused egg coffee porter.
So they actually have that in cans now instead of bottles.
Yes.
Well, how was that waffle one? That sounds freaking magical.
Actually, you know what? When I had it, I hate to say this, I wanted chicken waffles so bad after the first drink. I really did.
I can see how that's yeah. I mean, that'd be the perfect beer to eat with
some. But the flip side is there was so much maple syrup in that. I knew I drunk too much. I would got sick, way sick.
Yeah, there's a lot of beers like that are very desserty, where like you want to drink probably half of the bottle and be done with it.
Yeah,
makes sense.
And I only bought 2 bottles of this, so like I did the review. I actually, believe it or not, Joe, I drunk half the bottle, and I sat on it for 3 hours.
No, I can believe that.
Myself up.
I can see that.
It sucked because like until I got back to it was like quasi cool because I had to throw it in the fridge. It was a big mess, and it's like ugh.
I got you.
Well, the beer looks good in that Hefeweizen glass there. I mean, that's got some nice lacing stuff on it.
I mean, the lacing is great. I mean, I'm seeing carbonation now. I'll be the first person to admit as a home and Rod, you know this as a home brewer, you want it somewhat as clear as possible. So there's a lot of yeast in this. However, if you look at the top third of the glass, I mean, it's very clear, and you can see. I know you can't see it from your end, from my end.
Yeah.
There's a lot of carbonation going on. It's just not enough.
You know what it looks like from our end, and I'll only speak for myself because that's the proper way to do it. But it looks like an Irish red from like my angle. Like it definitely looks, or like an amber ale, something.
I was thinking like an Oktoberfest or Marzen.
Yeah. I mean, anything that it looks like it has darker mouth.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Yeah. And it has a darker look. Like if you would have told me that's an American light lager, I'd be like, no. Totally not. But it looks tasty.
Yeah.
No, if you look at my grain bill, it's like one of the ones like it's
what did you use?
American light, but the way I post it up on the side, as far as the hops, is like, why am I doing this?
Well, what did you use malt wise? What did you use for the grains?
Okay, now so for the record, this is my very first partial mash.
Okay.
So I use a two-row pale malt on top of my my light pilsen for my extract. I used German Pearl. I used El Dorado, and I used Cascade for the hop aspect. Which in retrospect, Cascade was probably a mistake.
I see, for an American light lager, it seemed like El Dorado would be kind of like out there because El Dorado is like one of the newer hops over the last 3-4 years. And
I did it for more of the mellow taste more than anything else. To dumb down the malt taste.
Gotcha.
That's the only way I even put in the equation.
Because with El Dorado hops, the one thing that I used to always get, and it's the end of the spectrum. Again, it's how you use it too. Just looking up like the actual flavors. There it is. You usually get a lot of fruit flavors, and they say pear, stone fruit. I always used to get watermelon or like melon characters in El Dorado. So that's why I say it's kind of interesting using a light lager because it's introducing a little bit of flavors, even though subtle, that are like I guess not traditional for a light lager.
No, in this particular application, El Dorado is non-existent. Because the Cascade.
So how much did you use? How much did you use of El Dorado? Like how many?
1 ounce.
Okay. Well, then there you go.
But the Cascade used 1 ounce also, and the 1 ounce of Cascade overrode everything.
Really? That's crazy.
Oh yeah, Cascade is a powerful hop, which I knew that going in, but I took a gamble on that.
Yeah.
And it's one of those ones where like, it's just.
Didn't you brew that for like somebody asked you to brew that?
This particular one, yes and no. Like, I have an order for this one, but the flips, they're going to pick up tomorrow. So, like, I have half a cake to myself.
Oh.
It's already in the growler, in the fridge, ready to go. They're going to pick up at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Well, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, excuse me.
Gotcha. How much are they bringing up?
Beg your pardon?
How much are they picking up?
They're only picking up 24 ounces. That's all they wanted.
Really?
Yeah. They're friends of mine. They know I'm getting to the game more and more. So it's one of those ones where they want a little bit, and they're gonna be brutally honest with me. That's the only thing I ask, because I'm giving it away. All I ask for, like, write it down, what you think of it, and give it back to me. That's all I ask. I'm not asking a whole lot.
Yeah, you just want feedback. I get it.
So you're up there, you're in Akron, and I was reading a piece earlier today. I guess one of your breweries is coming under a little bit of an attack as far as on the politically correct spectrum, I guess.
Now, which one is this? I must missed this one the last couple of days because I've been doing a lot. I remember the beer scene the last couple of days.
Well, one of their beers is called Panty Dropper, and I guess people are getting onto them because they don't feel it should be the name of a beer or whatever.
Now, which brew was this? Was up in Cleveland?
No, Akron. It's in the Akron area, they said. I forgot. It's a new brewery that just opened up a little while ago, but one of their beers is called Panty Dropper, and apparently it's stirring a little bit of a commotion around them.
Let's see. We got let's see. Yeah, look that one up because like I'm trying to think what's out there as far as the new ones. There's noise coming online in the next couple of months.
Actually, it's based on what I'm seeing here. It's Paradigm Shift Brewing.
Yeah, Paradigm Shift. That's it.
That's a that's not here. That's not here physically in Akron, so that's why I'm
downtown Massillon.
Massillon.
The Massillon. Massillon.
Oh, Massillon.
Massillon. Yeah. It's at the Akron Canton area. They say.
Yeah, Akron was.
No, that's more Canton than Akron. No, Massillon. That's a big high school football area. Yeah, I don't know. Like, that's more of Amish country down there. So it's like, I can't speak for down there. Where they're located.
Their top sellers so far have been Paradigm Shift IPA and Panty Dropper, a flavorful toasted coconut cream ale. Sign me up.
You're all about the Panty Dropper with the coconut.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I'll try it. I'll be a person. I'll try at least once to see how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stirring a little bit of an uproar, I guess.
Well, everything nowadays has to be PC. You know, I mean, I get it. I mean, I get it. I get both sides of it. It's just.
Well, in that kind of case, I would say the market will settle it out. So
it will. I mean,
oh yeah,
there is a lot of sexist names and sexist labels in craft beer. Some people seem to be offended by it, some don't. But I get it. I get it in this day and age with the whole PC world. I get it. You have to kind of watch what you're doing. You know, you can't. You don't want to offend people, but there's people out there that are easily offended too. So it's like,
yeah,
you know, where do you draw the line? Panty Dropper, though, you know, nothing good probably can come from that.
like that restaurant taco, you know.
Well, I'm talking about the name itself. I'm talking about like the name itself.
But Tyler says he ate $13 at Domino's and could still easily eat more.
Holy shit.
That's those IPAs for you. Hops in the same family of cannabis, which they are. They're cousins of cannabis.
No, so. Is it like $13 at Domino's, like 2 medium pizzas? Like, what's happening?
Nah, I mean, you could do 13 at Domino's, still do more. I could do that pretty easily.
I'm fat and I don't even know if
I mean, 13, if you're looking at like what, maybe a large cheese pizza?
Dude, that large cheese pizza is a lot of pizza.
Maybe a sandwich and wings? I don't know.
What are you talking about? Like here in Akron, a large cheese pizza is $5.99 at Domino's. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
is that what it is there? I never really ordered Domino's as much.
You could get like 2 medium pizzas for like $5.99 a piece. So that's what I'm asking.
Are we talking Domino's? I'm confused now.
No, Domino's specifically. Like I haven't had Domino's in years, but like whenever you see the commercials, it's like order now 2 medium style Domino's pizzas for $5.99 each. So I feel like, well, I mean, instead of just speculating, we can ask Tyler. Tyler, did you order, like he said he got the specialty chicken? So was that a medium pizza? Was that a large pizza?
We need to clarify how the 13 was actually spent. Yeah.
No, I think the Noid came up with a baseball bat and threatened him, you know.
That's the greatest thing. Lance showed his age, but he showed his age at the same time he showed my age and he showed Rod's age. Because not many people know who the hell the Noid is. But the Noid was fantastic. Also, there used to be a thing where if Domino's didn't deliver your pizza in 30 minutes, you got it for free. Not anymore.
Thank you to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for that damn thing, you know.
Yeah. That's back in the early 90s.
So you get a specialty chicken and a medium pizza.
Whoa.
Specialty chicken is something different? Like it's not the pizza, it's something different.
Was it chicken too?
Was it a specialty medium pizza or a specialty chicken and a medium pizza? And if so, did you eat it all and you're still hungry? Because if so, what's happening?
He might have one of those new marijuana beers.
I guess so. That's crazy. Also, Lance, you talked about seeing. So this is one of the beers I sent from Other Half to Rod. Look how crazy that is. It's a New England style IPA.
Is that a New England IPA? Is it what is that?
Other Half Brewing Company's Broccoli. So yeah, it is a New England style IPA.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I mean, It's funny, like when you're saying from a homebrewer's perspective, you want to clear. I mean, for an American light lager, yeah, you'd prefer it to be clear for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say for when I make the beers, when I make my own, I like them cloudy, actually. Mm-hmm. I like the murkiness of it. I mean, to me, that kind of says home brewing.
Well, I mean, like the quote-unquote cloud beers for me is like, if I'm looking for that, I'm gonna go after that stuff, you know? Yeah. Like a home brewer, it's a mix. Like for me, I'm very disappointed in this one. Very disappointed.
Lance, don't beat yourself.
Well, you're always your toughest critic is yourself. Oh, yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question though, Lance. You gonna drink it all?
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna drink it all because I made it. Well, it's one of those ones where it's like it's not as filtered as I wanted. That makes sense.
You put Irish malts in it?
No, I did on white folk tablets.
Because Irish malts would clear it up if you want to clear it up.
No, it's been as kegging there for a weekend for 2 weeks, so it's one of those ones where it's like, you know what? I'm gonna start drinking it. I'm gonna like it. One of those deals.
Lance, I'm just happy that you're not drinking natural ice tonight, or natural light, or natty daddy, you're drinking your home brew. I'm proud of you. That's what I like.
Thank you, Joe.
You're drinking the beer you brewed. That's all it's all about.
Tyler had to say yes to all. LOL.
So I could be. He ordered a specialty pizza, medium pizza, ate it all. Still is hungry.
He says he's a North Korean tapeworm.
Mr. Angus Wangus says, yeah, he has a North Korean tape. North Korean tape. We have Yadiz with a interesting question. I guess he took your literal, taking all your questions to the literal sense here.
Yeah, that's Lance's goal, Tyler. He says, I bet Lance turns into a pro brewer.
I don't know. He's going to have to make sure those lagers are a little bit more filtered. Nah.
Got that right.
Lance, I'm just busting balls. Right.
I know you are.
Yeah, it's D's actually, his questions are actually.
Are you going to address that one?
Well, I mean, listen, this is not a political, religious, anything, but he does say, if there is one God and one religion, what happens to the rest of the people who do not belong to that religion? Do they go to hell? Why should they suffer if they are raised in an area which is not exposed to the one true religion? And the answer to that is, your guess is as good as mine, because that's how this world works.
Well, that's how it works.
I'm an atheist, so it doesn't even affect me.
I am agnostic. Like I, to be honest with you, like I don't know. I feel like for me, I can't say one way or the other because I just don't know. So I kind of. There might be something out there, might not. But that's the thing when it comes to religion. Like everyone's beliefs, I respect.
Yeah,
I get it. But that is a good question. I just don't think it's actually answerable in this situation because no one knows the true answer.
Now, can I address something that's in the chat right now?
Which one is it? The religious stuff?
No. It's from Tyler.
Oh, Tyler, what do you think?
He says, I bet Lance turns to a pro brewer.
Yeah, he's thinking you're going to go to your goal is to become a brewer, though.
Yeah, he wants
you. Which it is. Now, I will be the first person to admit that is a gambit for me. I mean, I'm minimum 2 years away, but to answer the question directly now, I'm still learning my way. I really am. I'm still experimenting.
Yeah, the only way you can get better is if you continue to try. It's trial and error, right?
Right. That's how you do it. A lot of your professional brewers started out home brewing, so
all of them for the most part
started from the Mr. Beer kit.
Yeah, like 98% of them, except for the ones that were like born into money and could just be like, I want to start a brewery today because I have millions of dollars. Here we go.
And I started this ordeal ass backwards because I started as a reviewer. So I know exactly what I expect when I make something.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's really
like direction you have to follow.
I beg your pardon?
Things happen for a reason.
Yeah, but it's like one of me. It's like if I make something, I know exactly what to expect in that particular brew. So for me, it's like if that's why I'm so hard on myself because I know what to expect. Yeah. Even though I can stray away, like this one, for instance. even though I'm using this particular brew as a control batch,
Right.
on what not to do.
Well, when it comes to homebrewing, I know, you want the opinions of your peers and your friends and stuff because you want to get opinions outside of yourself. But I feel like if you're an honest homebrewer and somebody who knows what they're looking for, as long as you're honest with yourself, you'll go a long way. And in this situation, like you're saying, it's not a bad beer, but it's also not what you were hoping to brew. That's a good, so you're being honest with yourself, and that's a good trait to have as a home brewer.
Oh yeah, it's like this beer for instance. I did a gravity test right before I did the initial. I did this pour before my review, and it clocked in at like about 4.7, 4.8%. Now I already knew it's going to be lower than the 5.2, 5.3 only because I cut it with water.
Yeah.
For fermentation purposes. But the gravity, if you taste this, is so low. It just hits you in the head.
Gotcha.
So the hydrometer doesn't do it justice. So it might say 4.8% on the hydrometer. Once you drink it, it's way lower than that.
Whoa. I gotta go back here though. Not from that, but Tyler.
Tyler's a beast in
Tyler
many
ate
ways.
one pizza that was steak and green peppers, and then a specialty chicken that was separate with jalapeno and pineapples. He said, we never talk about food too much. But if I ate that stuff, I'd be talking about food because that sounds pretty tasty on what he actually ate.
Well, here's the thing, Tyler. Tyler, I say this as a person who respects himself but is also Polish as shit, so I'm dumb. Here's the thing. I'm fat. Like, I'm okay with being fat. I like food. I could totally not eat 2 pizzas, even if they're medium at one time. It's a lot of pizza. But they sound amazing, but still a lot of pizza. That's like, and then you're still hungry. You're still hungry, Tyler, which is crazy.
I think Tyler's like looking for a new man versus food job.
No, Tyler's like me. I'm a small guy. We can raid refrigerate with the best.
Well, do you ever see you have the hot dog eating contest? You have
Japanese
that's disgusting.
But he's in like the Joey Chestnut and now like the new age guys, Matt Stone.
Oh, that Japanese guy, that guy did something like 50 freaking hot dogs.
Kobayashi, but now there's a guy in San Diego called Matt Stoney. He's actually a YouTuber. He has like a couple million subscribers. The dude, I've never he ate like 12 Big Macs in like 2 minutes or so. I don't know. Oh
God.
The skinny guys can expand their stomachs. The fat guys, we already have expanded stomachs.
I can put it away, but not like that.
Lance, bullshit. You can eat a lot of food. Don't lie to me. You know you can eat a lot of food.
Well, you ever see like Kobayashi train before the tournament? Like he goes in.
Oh, it's the grossest.
Disgusting.
He eats like a ton of food, like the restaurants and stuff, and I gets his stomach ready before the tournament.
Dude, the grossest thing I've ever seen when it comes to competitive eating is Kobayashi, after one of the hot dog eating contests, lifted his shirt, and you could see the pieces of hot dog protruding through his skin when he was rubbing his belly. That's how much his stomach expanded, how many pieces of hot dogs were in there. He lifted his shirt, he's rubbing his belly, and you could see individual pieces of the hot dog on his skin. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? This is gross, but also awesome, but I don't ever want to see it again.
Ugh.
I'm intrigued, but yet I want to turn away.
Yeah. Tyler says he must have a high metabolism. He doesn't even feel fat. He's more like Matt Stone. Listen, I like pizza a lot, but I don't think I could eat 2 even medium, let alone large pieces at one time and then still be hungry. I'd be probably dead in the corner somewhere.
Yeah.
Hey, me, my formative years, I can do it. But I can probably get to 1.5, maybe 1.25 in my age.
When it comes to pizza, though, it's so bready.
We got like a pizza parlor where I work downtown, and you get the buffet. You eat soup and a salad and a drink, and it's like $7.
They always fuck you with that soup and salad because you're like, oh, let's have a little bit of salad, a little bit of soup, and then you're like, oh my god, I'm almost kind of full already. That's how.
Well, then it's like, and I forced myself to stop because I've been at points where I've ate a whole piece. I've ate 8 slices already. And I can still keep going. It's like I just have to force myself. I'm going to walk out, even though I could eat more. I'm going to walk out because I feel like I already put the hurt on them a little bit.
You don't want to be messed up, because if you eat a lot of anything, you're gonna feel it. It's like kind of drinking too much beer. You're gonna feel it. But you don't even get the.
You lost me too much beer.
Rod, you know what I'm talking about, Rod. Last night wasn't too much beer, but we were approaching that level. Especially after you got into that.
Actually, when you do the beer festivals, you learn you got to moderate, make sure you're up to task, and don't drink too much.
When you do beer festivals, two things: water and food. That's all you need to know. Make sure you keep hydrated, and make sure you're eating at least every couple hours. Because I've learned, like you said, the hard way. Where I'm like, I don't need water. No, you totally need to hydrate, and you totally need to eat something to soak up a lot of that alcohol.
No, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Like my last beer festival, I had a monster's meal up front before I even started drinking beer.
And that's having a good base in your stomach is the way to go. That is a good.
It is like halfway through, I had water. Yep. That helped me out so much. It really did. Because
people don't realize if you have hangovers the next day, like even past like feeling nauseous, but like having headaches and stuff, it's because you're dehydrated. So as long as the kind of rule of thumb is 1 ounce of beer for every 1 ounce of water. So if you're drinking, 50 ounces of beer, then make sure you have like 3 bottled waters and you're good. Sure. And a lot of people don't do that in a fest because I'm guilty of it. I've been in a fest and I'm drinking so much beer. It's like, where's the room for the water? Well, I learned the hard way that there was room for the water because you're going to feel like shit if you don't drink that water.
But if you do get a hangover, best Coke is McDonald's Coke the next morning.
Oh, yeah. Or any McDonald's. Any greasy food, but wait.
Their Coke, they get a special formula from McDonald's. They even acknowledge that.
McDonald's Coke is the most fantastic tasting Coke in the history of this world. They do. They have like 7 steps to make sure their Coke is proper. Like we store it at a certain temperature. We only serve it this. We do this. And I'm like, holy shit, you do a lot for just a Coca-Cola. But you go to McDonald's and you get a Coke. It's like it's unlike any other Coke you get from anywhere else.
McDonald's after drinking, you get a Coke. You're like, you sip it. You're like, oh, it's so good.
Their Coke is spot on. Like I won't be afraid to admit it. There's times I've just went to McDonald's just to get a Coke, like a large Coke, because it's so good. I just want to go drink a Coca-Cola.
They sprinkle crack in it. I'm pretty sure they sprinkle crack.
Yeah, it might be like Tim Hortons used to put caffeine in their coffee. So the rumors used to say. Yeah. Tyler says he raw organic spinach is his key on weekdays to stay healthy. Okay, enough food talk. Back to the beer. Ha ha ha. And he said, what kind of style is Lance brewing next? Let Lance answer that.
Honestly, I'm actually going to do American Light again. Because, like I said, even though this is the winter time right now, and I usually switch to dark beers and porters, or porters. Since this is a control batch, I gotta start homing my skills.
Well, I'm gonna say this, Lance. I'm gonna say this right now. In all honesty, I'm seeing you right now on your camera. Mm-hmm. Your beer looks like it's a nitro beer from the lacing. It's amazing how that lacing looks.
Beer, really?
Just look at the lacing. Just look at the lacing, though. The lacing is like you drank a Guinness, like the lacing where it's
pretty evened out.
Yeah, it's far. It looks crazy. I'm not saying the beer looks like a nitro beer. I'm saying the lacing looks like a nitro beer.
I'm looking at this like maybe it's just the glass itself, but it's like I said, I have cake problems, but like I can still see the carbonation in it.
Yeah,
it's not carbonated enough, but a nitro beer, this is not.
No, I know it's not, but just the lacing looks fantastic. It looks fantastic.
My last zombie dust.
Yeah, I'm still babying this double dry hopped broccoli. It's really good though. I like that. Like I'm gonna be curious to see what you think, Rod, a review. But like, it's not amazing, but it's very creamy. Like the mouthfeel is super creamy, soft, and it has all your nice tropical fruit juiciness to it. It's nothing mind blowing, but I'll be curious to see what you think. I like it quite a bit, and for 7.9, I just drinks like 5%. Stupid.
Now I have a question as far as any IPAs. Mm-hmm. Now the ones I've had, it's running the gamut from like what you're saying, Joe, all the way up to super strong.
Yeah.
Now this style is here to stay, unfortunately, at least to me. But my question is,
why unfortunately?
Yeah, why unfortunately? Well, I mean, that's your opinion, and you might not be a fan of them, so I get it.
No. Like I thought it'd be a fad. That's what I thought late last year when they.
Well, that's what a lot of people think. That's what a lot of people think. The thing about the any style is, and I've mentioned this before, if you don't have a properly done New England style IPA or New England, let's not even say New England IPA, because New England style can be applied to anything that's hop forward. So session IPAs, pale ales, regular IPAs, double IPAs. The thing that appeases the masses when it comes to these beers is, number one, the mouthfeel on them. It's creamy, it's soft, it's not overly carbonated, so it's like almost like drinking. It's almost like, it's hard to explain. It's almost like a nitro beer, but like a little bit more vibrant than that.
Okay.
And then it's super juicy. So, if you have a poorly brewed New England style IPA, it is literally like drinking like a weak juice or something. But a good New England style IPA has a fruitiness to it, has a juiciness to it. They can have pine characteristics to them. It can have dankness to it. A really well-made, like a beer from Other Half or Treehouse or Trillium or any of the big ones, is that they don't have an overabundance of bitterness, but it does have a bitterness to it. It's not overly sweet, but it has a sweetness to it. There's a balance where everything comes in. Yes, it's juicy. Yes, it's fruity, but it does have a good balance of bitterness and sweetness. I think so many breweries that put New England style on their beers that don't do it properly will turn people off to it. And okay. I mean, even locally here, there's people that will say, "Oh, here's a New England style IPA," and you drink it. It's like, okay, I've had a true proper New England style IPA. This is a shell of what that is. So I feel like, and I don't say this as a whole, and this is not being condescending or whatever, but if you haven't had like a true New England style IPA from some of the bigger, like Treehouse and Trillium, they're in Massachusetts, they're part of New England. Other breweries like Bissell Brothers in Portland, some other places in Vermont, Hill Farmstead, Alchemist. If you haven't had any beers from them, I'm not going to say you're ignorant to it, because that's, again, a condescending term. Ignorance in general is just when you're not familiar with stuff. So it's not being a condescending term. But if you haven't had, like, in anything, this doesn't go for anything in life, not even just New England style IPAs. But if you haven't had, like, the proper style, and then your local brewery brews what is supposed to be that style, and you drink it, you're like, I don't like New England style IPAs, I feel you owe it to yourself to try a true style. And Other Half, Treehouse, Trillium are kind of like the creme de creme of the New England style. And you'll see the comparisons between those and your local brewery. And I have an understanding of whether your local brewery is doing them proper or not. But a New England style IPA is just basically an easier drinking, less bitter IPA. That's all it comes down to.
But my thing is like, and I hate to involve this conversation into this, but it's like, when an NAIPA is an IPA that somebody added Sunny D to.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, if it's they're using hops where they're dry hopping it, right? And when you dry hop all these new age hops like the Mosaics and the Citras and the Galaxies and the Eldorados and the Zaka and the Equinox and all these crazy hops, what you're doing is you're basically adding the essence of the aroma and the flavor to the beer without adding in all the bitterness. And that's where you kind of lose some people, because these beers, if you're not using them in the boil and you're not using them to bring in some of the bitterness, these beers can be too sweet and they can be too juicy where there's not enough bitterness balancing it out.
Well, and that's like that though.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's where you kind of lose some people, because they want, like me, I like the New England style, but I need a little bit of bitter. I need some bitterness to kind of balance out the juicy, fruity concept of the beer. Because when you're drinking a beer, if you're drinking, they're all in these special, the pounder cans, right? They put the stickers on them and they're all special. Well, they like to seem like it's special. When you're drinking 16 ounce of an IPA, like halfway through it, if it's too sweet or too juicy with not enough redeeming qualities and not enough balance, you're not going to enjoy it. So I feel like these breweries, for the most part, do a good job of introducing, at the very least, some bitterness to offset the sweetness and the juiciness.
After you're saying, okay.
And there's a lot of places, a lot of local breweries, whether you're in Akron or Cincinnati or Buffalo, where they kind of lose that a little bit and they go too much to the sweetness, too much to the juiciness. Now it's like you're drinking an alcoholic fruit juice type of thing, and you lose some people. But the fact of the matter is, New England style is here to stay, because some people do like just the straight juice. I mean, they do. They don't want the bitterness. They want, more juice. They want to drink an alcoholic fruit juice. More power to them. And I can't say I don't like that. But, it's one of those styles where it's kind of like barrel aging. A lot of people for the last 5 years said barrel aging was one of those things where it's a fad. No, it's not. It's here to stay. People like barrel aged beers. It all depends on what you like as an individual. And there's enough styles to reach each individual drinker. And that's the thing. That's the thing that's great about craft beer right now. If you want to go to a store and buy a certain style, you can buy it. You could be happy. So when people discredit certain styles, I don't get frustrated because whatever. Everyone has their own opinion, but it's like, who cares what someone else is drinking? I will never discredit or make fun of someone who drinks macro beers, because if that's what they like, that's what they like. Someone wants to drink all the New England style IPAs, then drink all the New England style IPAs. If you want to drink all the barrel aged beers, drink them. If you want to drink all the macro lagers, drink them. Whatever you like, there's something out there for you. So don't be upset about what someone else is drinking. That's the way I look at it. That was a little bit segue into people getting angry.
I'm not sure about people drinking. I've never been about that. It's one of the ones where
you don't like doing the style IPAs from what you've had. It's not your jam.
So far, yeah, because like
it's not your jam.
I legitimately avoided them.
Mm-hmm. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, the sheer reality is with 100+ styles, you're not going to like every style.
Yeah, I mean, it's like New England, me and Adjunct Lager. We don't always get along.
So let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys like olives?
Yes. What about black or green?
Not really.
Either one.
Black and green thing. I'm just saying.
Yeah, let's not bring race into this. There's nothing wrong with the green or black olives. So what do you like then, Lance?
I'm not a huge olive fan.
Me is either or, depending on the application was using it in. You know.
So you don't like them?
No, I like olives. Like
you like olives?
I didn't know which one. If it was a pizza, I like black olives. Anything else, I had green olives. You know?
So you like olives in general?
Yeah.
And Rod,
I'm not a huge fan of olives. Once in a while on a pizza, I might eat them because they're there.
Okay.
I prefer them not being there. Either way, no matter what the flavor or the style is, black or green, I'm not a huge fan of them.
And I fucking hate olives to the death of me. I hate olives. So here's the thing. Is Lance wrong? No. Are you wrong? No. Am I wrong? No. It's just how tastes work in life. And you can apply that to craft beer. You can apply it to beer. You can apply that to wine, whatever. Everybody has a different palate. Everyone has a different taste. It can be music, art, craft beer, doesn't matter. And that's what people don't understand is like, just because you like something or you dislike something, that's all. That's you. That's your personal opinion. That's how it works in the grand scheme of things. And when you apply it specifically to beer, that's when I get people like get incredulous or upset at other people not liking a beer. I'm sorry, that's how life works. Not everybody likes the same thing. Not everybody dislikes the same thing. So when you're talking about a certain style or a certain adjunct or a certain barrel or whatever you want to apply it to, not everyone's going to have the same opinion. But you shouldn't hate on someone for disliking or liking another beer. If you like an Irish Red Ale and I don't, then whatever. It's how it works.
I mean, it's what it is. You're absolutely right.
You get so many people that get angry about it. Why are you getting angry about what someone else likes or dislikes? It's not you. So why get angry about it? You know, listen, we all like craft beer in general. We all like different styles. We all like different, hops. We all like different malts. But the great thing is we all like craft beer. And that's where it should end.
Yeah.
I might be getting drunk and it being the whole lovey-dovey thing, but honestly,
you're absolutely right.
I just get upset at people that get fucking they get unruly and arrogant and stuff.
It's their choice to choose whatever beer they like. I mean, for instance, we always mess around with Eric. Eric likes Miller Lite, likes Coors Light. He likes adjunct beers, which is cool. So you should never hate on a person because they like a certain beer. Maybe it's not your, as Joe would say, jam. But hey, if it works for them, enjoy it.
No, and that's a good thing. Like, I mean, I will always give Lance shit to the end of time because he drinks the natural light. But I do that, Lance, because it's funny. I just joke around. If you want to drink natural light as your everyday go-to beer, so you don't get completely foobarred and fucked up, I get it. But like I've never my brother, my blood brother. I love him to death. He's my brother, but he drinks Labatt Blue every day, all day. Like he'll drink a 6-pack of Labatt Blue a day, whatever. But I've never once pushed craft beer on him. Now, have I asked him to try some craft beer? Sure. Like I remember specifically that when I first started getting into craft beer, like 2009, 2010, I asked him to try a raspberry brown ale from Lost Coast out of California.
Yeah.
And he drank it. He's like, "Oh, this is great." I'm like, "You gonna drink it?" He's like, "No, I'm gonna No, it's good. But you go back to his Labatt Blue.
Yeah.
It's fine. I get it. You like your Labatt Blue. That's what you're used to. That's what you drink. You're not that adventurous. But I'm not going to fault him for it because that's what he enjoys. And the beer snobs come from all worlds too. You have beer snobs that are craft beer fans, beer snobs that are macro fans. I mean, in my family alone, I've had people when I've went to like Thanksgiving before and brought like a couple 4-packs of Dogfish Head pumpkin ale. And I've offered it to, here, why don't you guys try some of this? And the first thing, why you too good for our regular beer? Why are you drinking your fancy beer? And I'm like, well, I brought enough for everybody. Like there's 8 bottles here. If you guys want to try, we can, everybody split some. Oh no, well, why do we need it? Well, because I like this beer. Why you drink it? It's like, because I like it and I don't like Molson Canadian.
So you're not American anymore.
Yeah. It's like and here's the thing, they're drinking a Canadian beer. They're drinking Molson Canadian. I'm like, well, you're not even American. But I've had snobs from both sides of it. It's like once everybody forgets the fact that everything is subjective when it comes to taste in life, the world as a whole would be better. Like it's just. And
I've always been more of an expand your horizons type person, so I like looking for those different things.
So Tyler is going to get deleted here real quick. Tyler says, "No, I'm just kidding, Tyler. Tyler, I'm just kidding." He says, "Glad you guys talked about barrel aging. Was going to try this soon." Well, Tyler, my recommendation. I don't speak for Rod or Lance, but if you want to try a barrel aged beer, try it out. But I feel like you kind of have to enjoy bourbon or whiskey or whatever barrel you're drinking a little bit. You don't have to be a connoisseur of them or like crazy into them, but if you're going to drink a bourbon barrel aged whatever, you should like bourbon a little bit. But I'd still highly recommend trying out any barrel aged beer to anybody out there because you never know what you're going to like.
Okay, now I would say this. Now I can't speak for you guys. Mm-hmm. One thing with barrel aged beers, I would say with this, be careful. Because there's a lot, like Tyler, in your case, there's a lot of breweries doing barrel-aged beer, which is fine, but the aging of the barrels themselves is going to be the issue, and that's the main key in this.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm not saying the old school KBS. I'm not saying that, right? Because the old school KBS was excellent. But it's one of those ones to where it's like, you got to start watching what barrels they're using, how long they're aging it. No,
what beer they're putting in. What beer they're putting in. Because some places will just take here's our 5% amber ale, let's age it in a barrel. And it's like, who the fuck wants a 5% amber ale in a barrel?
No, I totally agree. I was getting there. Hold on a second. I was getting there. Sorry. But it's, it's like, and a lot of it's quality control too. A lot of breweries think that they can chuck it in a bourbon barrel and it's a done deal,
Well, I'm gonna say from me, because I'm in like they say in Ohio, the Ohio State University, I am in the bourbon state of the country. In Kentucky.
Well, you're more Kentucky than Cincinnati, so go ahead.
I'm in Kentucky. I'm in northern Kentucky. So we're the bourbon state. We got the bourbon trail. It hits up here too. Yeah. You do have to have an appreciation of bourbon. You don't have to have it to try it, but like Tyler says, he does usually like whiskeys. Yeah. But you're going to get that vanilla, you're going to get that oak experience. And there are some brewers out there that are kind of messing with it that don't fully know what they're doing. But there's some good ones that really are putting the right stuff with it. A lot of your stouts and one of our local breweries here, for instance, you almost have to know some of the bourbons as well. I think if you're looking to kind of match it up, we got a brewer here, Winning Cast Brewing, does a great job. And they did one of their batches was their Reformation, which is their Scottish stout. And they put that into Buffalo Trace barrels. Yeah. Phenomenal. It was called Corruption when it was done. Phenomenal beer.
Corruption?
Corruption, yeah.
No, Buffalo Trace is a great bourbon, but go ahead.
Did you say
and so
Buffalo,
they came back and they're doing it again now with Four Roses, I think.
Buffalo and Corruption, Rod? I see what you're doing. What did you say? You said Four Roses?
Four Roses is another one they're using. And you have different bourbons that are out there. So also knowing the bourbons can come into play. Because there's people that have tried it, like say with IPA, for instance. You want it to be like mostly like a stout. You get that nice stout, that chocolate type flavor with the vanilla, with the oak and all that kind of stuff comes together. You can experiment with other type of stuff, but you're hoping that brewer knows exactly what they're doing, that you're getting mashed up correctly. Now, away from that, I've had some great barrels that weren't whiskey too. So, I think at Adelbert's Brewery down in Texas, when they sent me theirs, and they were done with gin barrels. And I've had other breweries that do it with wine barrels. It's a fun experience going through some of the different things you're getting from some of the barrels, like saisons and wine barrels.
Oh yeah,
phenomenal.
They accent the base beer, and I think that's the key thing is you want to get a barrel aged beer from a brewery that puts the time, effort, does the research, and has an understanding of what they're putting into the barrels. I think some of the best barrel aged beers are from breweries that go, okay, we're going to put this in a so-and-so barrel. What works? Well, let's brew this 8% whatever. We're going to put into it. I feel like the ones that do it incorrectly are the ones that already take like their regular beers,
right?
And are just like, let's throw it in a barrel. Well, how is the beer going to hold up from a body standpoint? How is it going to hold up from a mouthfeel standpoint? How is it going to hold up from a character standpoint? If you take a 6 or 7% stout and throw it in a barrel, it sounds good in theory, but is that barrel going to dominate that base beer? How if your body is already thin on the beer, it's going to thin it out even more. Some of the best barrel aged beers are because people say, we got these barrels. What are we going to throw into it? Well, let's brew a new recipe, or let's brew something that's going to hold up to these barrels. And some of the best barrel aged beers out there, period, are from breweries that actually put the time, effort, research into knowing what they're going to put in those barrels.
Absolutely.
And make it a go. And to further Rod's point about it, like some of my favorite barrels are cognac and brandy, and there are some breweries. There's a brewery in Canada, Bellwood's Brewery out of Toronto. They do a imperial stout called Bring Out Your Dead, aged in cognac barrels, and
I got to try that because I've heard about that one. Yeah,
so here's the thing, Rod. I might have a couple bottles of that coming. If so, I'll throw one aside for you, because it's honestly, when you're talking about barrel aged beers, and it's not the same, but it goes toe to toe with the hype breweries in the States, the KBSs, the bourbon counties, and all that stuff. That beer is amazing. And cognac is not a barrel that a lot of places use. Brandy is not a barrel that a lot of places use. But when it's used properly, they impart flavors that aren't your run-of-the-mill bourbon and whiskey flavors. They imparts different flavors that when you're drinking it, you're going, holy crap, this is so different, so awesome. You wish more places would do it. So.
And see, this is like one of the reasons
why I want to experiment, a little bit off topic, but I want to experiment with not necessarily like those particular barrels, but like I want to experiment with sherry barrels.
Yeah.
Because nobody's doing that anymore.
No, I've only had a handful of sherry beers, and
there's a couple out there, yeah.
I mean,
every time I have them, they're great.
Be very sweet. I understand that standpoint.
Yeah.
But it's one of those ones where that's a market that is not necessarily untapped, but is virtually unknown.
Yeah. Well, like Joe said, you got the right base to match up. Like, I think, if you take like an IPA, you could actually do a good job putting that into something like a gin barrel, because gin is very versatile and it blends very easily. So from the fruit and citrus you're getting from the IPA, it could actually make a nice deal in a gin barrel. But you put it in a bourbon barrel, it's going to get overpowered. So you have to know how the balances actually come in and take place.
It's funny because you say that, and one of the best barrel aged beers I've ever had is actually from a brewery that's in not necessarily Lance's neck of the woods, but you guys know of them. That's Fatheads.
Oh yeah.
No, they're quasi my neighborhood. But
you're in
ready for the beer fest, man.
Baby, they're like an hour away from you, Daddy, Lance. But I've went to the brewery in what is it? Wherever Heights, I forgot the actual name of the city, but I went to their brewery, and they did, and I know it's going to sound gross, right? In theory, it's fucking fantastic beer. They did a wine barrel aged Spooky Tooth Imperial Pumpkin Ale.
I heard about that one.
I had it on tap.
Blew your mind?
It blew, because I didn't know what was happening. but I didn't. Like, it was like, okay, I get all the imperial pumpkin. You know, you have the pumpkin, you have all the spice, cinnamon, allspice, nutmeg, all stuff. But then here comes the red wine barrels that come in, and I'm like, this is gonna ruin it. Totally didn't.
Yeah.
Totally made this an amazing beer. And I was like, that's what I want from, like, I want an experience when I'm drinking a barrel aged beer.
So at the end, were you like, what just happened?
At the end, I was like, if this wasn't like $30 a growler fill, I would pick one of these up and take it home. But I was glad that I got a pour of it on tap because it was mind blowing. But it's one of those things where it's like, if the brewery knows what they're doing, it's probably going to be a good experience.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of breweries out there that don't know what they're doing with barrel aging. They don't know the first thing about it, but they know it's the quintessential hyped style, like anything barrel aged. So it's like, oh, let's get some barrels and we'll just throw whatever into it. It's like, you need to kind of have an understanding of what's going on. Otherwise, you're going to come up with something that's underwhelming to most people. And unfortunately, that's a lot of local breweries. Like, I mean, I'm not going to say there's a local brewery in every state, but I'm totally going to say there's a local brewery in at least every state, if not every city, where they're trying to barrel age stuff, but it's just not hitting the mark because they don't know what they're really doing.
You're absolutely right.
There's an art to it. You know, it's not just like, let's get a bourbon barrel and just throw our beer into it. And yeah, it's going to be great. Let it sit for 6 to 8 months and we'll see what no, you got to know what you're doing.
That's where it comes with the research and stuff too. So
yeah, you see some of these
testing these things out.
See some of these bigger breweries. Like, I mean, like, you know, we talked about Avery, but like Avery's barrel program has been going on for like 15 years. And, you know, they have people specifically checking on the beer every day and having an understanding of what kind of profile they're looking for. It goes way deeper and further than just getting a barrel and just throwing your beer into it. Like, you got to know the science to it and everything. And you can tell the difference between a quality barrel aged beer and a not quality barrel aged beer.
Yeah. You usually tell pretty quickly too.
Oh yeah. Especially if you're an experienced beer drinker. Tyler says, glad you talked about barrel age. Was going to try it soon. Labatt Blue is so underrated, so good. Tyler, here's the thing. I don't think Labatt Blue is rated either way. Labatt Blue is just like Labatt Blue.
Well, I'm going to agree with Tyler. I think it is underrated. Like, I would, if someone said you want a Labatt Blue or do you want a Budweiser, I'd probably take.
I'll take Labatt.
I'm Labatt all day long.
Yeah, I would take Labatt over Molson too. Like, us being in the States, us three. Yeah, I've had, and this is the craziest story ever. But like 3 years ago, I went to it was my cousin's, like, whatever, his birthday party or something. I went to a bar and they actually know I love craft beer, so they got 4 different beers for me, but they did it blind. They didn't tell me what it was, but the 4 beers were Molson Canadian, Labatt Blue, PBR, and Budweiser. Now, out of all 4 of them, for me, Molson Canadian was undrinkable. I thought it was fucking gross. Labatt Blue was all right. Budweiser was all right. I like PBR out of all of them, and they told me afterwards.
PBR is good.
They were like, "Yeah, it doesn't surprise me, you hipster." PBR won. And I'm like, well, it's better than the other 3. But Molson Canadian was rancid. I hated Molson Canadian. I was like, this is. I don't even. If I take another sip, I'm gonna vomit everywhere. This is terrible. And to this day, I hate Molson Canadian. So I've taken Labatt Blue over a lot of beers when it comes to macro. But he also says, "I'll join if you let me."
All right, Tyler. So I could put the link there. I can delete it right afterwards.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing, Tyler. If Rod posts the link here in the chat, click on it. Let us know when you click on it, and then let him delete it, because otherwise you might get some certain trolls and other people coming in here trying to start. I don't think Rod has trolls per se, but you want to be safe.
Tyler, the line is open right now. Make the jump.
Yeah, click on it, Tyler. You can join in.
It's like the Matrix. Get up, Morpheus.
Yeah.
Get up, Morpheus.
What pill are you going to take? The blue pill or the red pill?
What time is it? 1:11. Okay.
You're all right. You're all right, Lance. You're all right.
No, I gotta work the bar in the morning, so I gotta watch the time.
What time you gotta get up?
7:45.
You're still within that 6-hour range. 6.5 hours.
You sleep at all tonight? A little bit, nap it out.
No, it was like my first job. I went to bed about 3 o'clock yesterday, 3 a.m. yesterday, and I woke up at like 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock
in the morning or at night.
My wife. So it's like tonight is like, if I get to bed at like 1:45, 2 o'clock, I'll be up at 7. I'll do my stuff I need to do. I gotta clean the apartment. I'm gonna try to clean the apartment before I go to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta be work at 10 o'clock. Well, 10:30, excuse me. Then I can do my stuff, you know?
I got you.
I got the Gambler playing right now.
Tyler says he's trying to join, but it doesn't work.
I should just click that link.
Yeah. Are you on a phone, Tyler? Or are you on a computer?
No, Google has this problem for the last few months. If you put the actual link out there, it's not working at all. There's a long workaround to do that.
So he can't click on this link?
He can click on it. Click on it.
Clink.
Yeah, Colonel Clink, yeah. So,
he's gonna clink on it. Double clink it.
I wonder if he can copy and paste it into something.
So YouTube has been a dumpster fire, but that's a different story for a different day.
He's on the iMac, he says. I mean, if you want to put your email, I'll shoot you the email, Tyler.
Yeah, if you want to put your email out there and then quickly delete it after we get it, Tyler, you should be fine. But make sure you delete it like right after you post it.
Yeah, it's actually the same link, so it won't change when I put it out there, Tyler. You gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
So, Lance, I saw you did your LTL chat earlier and no one showed up. What the fuck? Like, I don't. Did you not let anyone know, or how did you post it? You just posted it on YouTube?
Okay, here's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I did a review of my beer, right? And I was on the
emails out there, Rod. Hang on, leave.
Got
it. Yeah, hang on, Lance. Okay, got it. All right, you can delete it then, Tyler. Delete it real quick. All right, continue, Lance. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure you got it.
It was like, it's one of those ones where it's like, I did a review of my beer. And I was on the fence about doing a chat.
All right, Tyler, I just emailed you so you can delete your email if you want.
But then I started stuffing my face.
You get it from rodjbeerguy@gmail.com.
What'd you stuff your face with, Lance?
I had Hungry Man. I had crunchy fried chicken, you know.
It's like 1,200 calories. No big deal.
Yeah.
That's no Tyler meal.
A fast meal. It was on sale today, so I went ahead and got it. But it's I just wanted tonight. I didn't know I was gonna do a general chat.
Mm-hmm. It's
like the last second. That's why I didn't post I was gonna do it or not. So the people that showed up just showed up.
Who showed up?
Either do we did it tonight?
And in all honesty, and for you viewers watching live or watching the replay of this, it's one of those situations to where I don't want to wait 90 minutes for people to start showing up.
Yeah.
Actually.
And I knew because I started yawning a lot. And that was bad news. I was not going to do that again. I told myself that. And Tyler, welcome.
Yeah, look at Tyler getting the link properly.
Mr. Eating a whole pizza and chicken special.
Yeah, what a fucking beast. But also, I'm jealous.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, welcome, man.
I think you have to mute or shut down the chat in the background. Not a lot of feedback, but just slightly.
Just like the radio. You turn down your radio caller.
So what are you drinking, Tyler? What is that? Come on now.
Well, I took a break. I had quite a bit of that.
Diet Mountain Dew.
Is that Mountain Dew?
Yeah, right now I'm drinking the diet.
I'm not going to sleep anytime soon.
Diet Mountain Dew with that.
Well, this is
the man ate 2 pizzas.
I just got done with this.
Who's that from?
Now, who is that from?
This is from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but it's not from, like the Miller, it's from the craft brewery, Lakefront.
Oh, I like the Islander, though.
I've heard good thing about Lakefront's pumpkin ale. I don't know if you ever had their pumpkin
or something. But the Lakefront, actually, they're the first Wisconsin company to have an organic beer. But that was also out of date. I mean, it's really hard. I live in central Wisconsin. We get a lot of out-of-date beers, I'll tell you. We really do. And so this beer was actually, it says best by April 19th, 2018. You know, so I have 5 months left on this. So that's why I picked this. But yeah.
That's probably pretty fresh then.
We're out of date.
I'd imagine that's pretty fresh then if it has 6 months to go or 5 months to go.
Like the Great Lakes, he said earlier, was out of date.
Yeah, that was too, but you know, that was just at the gas station I was at. I had to go to a different one to find this. Yeah. This is not my favorite IPA.
Wisconsin always has so many good beers usually.
Yeah, I will say Central Waters here.
I was just going to ask you, man, Central Waters, I love Central Waters stuff.
Oh, you've had Central Waters?
Oh, I've had a lot of their barrel age stuff. I know you're talking about barrel age, man.
Yeah, that's what I was going to try next. This is my favorite IPA right here.
Rift?
Yeah, and that's from Central Waters. But you said you've actually had Central Waters, huh? The barrel age.
I've had their stout, their barley wine, and I think they do a Scotch ale, and they're all freaking amazing.
Okay, yeah.
Also, I'm trying to think off the top of my head again. I'm a little bit buzzed. New Glarus. If you have anything
Glarus Brewing, yeah.
So they have Spotted Cow, which is a cream ale everyone likes, but they're fruit beers.
Can you see this?
Yeah, there you go, man. Moon Man, yeah. So their fruit beers are fucking crazy amazing. Like if you like fruit, like they have the raspberry tart, they have their Wisconsin Belgian Red, which is cherries. Shit is amazing. Like it's amazing. I wish I could get it here, but I can't. I've actually had. What do you got? The Wisconsin? What is it? What is that? The Columbus?
Oh, no, this is from a cross country meet. This is the state of Wisconsin right there. But from what? Where are you from, Joe?
Buffalo, New York.
Oh, you're from New York. I thought you're from Canada, actually.
I'm like 20 minutes away from the border. You know, 20 minutes away from the Ontario border. So kind of. The beard. I mean, if you want me to say a few times or like say sorry, I can do that. But like, it's you know. What are you guys doing, eh? Fucking right, buddies. Like I can kind of, but not really.
You got that down.
No, I love Canada. They have a lot of good breweries, a lot of good people there, and it's cool because it's crazy when you cross the border into Canada. It's very similar to being in the States, but it's kind of a different world in a lot of respects. Like just how everything is ran, it's really different, but it's not. But it is. Salante, it was Salante. Oh, okay, yeah, Scottish style ice.
Yep. Yeah,
I really like Central Waters. They do a lot of great stuff.
You even had Central Waters. They're pretty rare.
No, I know. They really do good stuff.
Like here in Akron, you don't see it, you know.
No, you won't see it out of Wisconsin.
The one thing about New York State is we get a lot of weird breweries that you don't get like east of the Mississippi. But we'll get them randomly, and it's just like has to do with New York City, but then they'll trickle down upstate into Western New York.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah, because everyone wants to be in New York City. Because
Wait
it's
a
New York
second.
City.
I hit the city, go backwards. Gotcha.
I have something memorable here. Do you remember this?
Oh, Space Dust.
Oh yeah, we get to.
This was the first time I actually joined live.
Nice.
With you guys.
Despite the fact that is owned by AB InBev, that's still a very
good
nice
IPA.
I enjoy it. Yep.
So that was memorable for me. I'll probably keep that forever. I joined Rajay's, and I met Lance for the first time. You remember that, Lance?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's what I was drinking.
Lance might have been like 12 deep into some natural lice, but he remembers.
No, I was deep into those too.
I'll always poke fun at Lance because Lance is awesome. But sometimes Lance, the natural ice is a natural ice. No, it's not natural ice. It's Labatt ice that Lance sometimes gets into the Labatt ice. Sometimes too many.
I thought it was Natty Daddy too, though.
I don't know. Was it Natty Daddy? What do you buy, Lance? Is it Natty Daddy or Natty Light?
Oh, you got natural ice.
No. What I do is if I'm doing a daily driver, it's usually Natty Daddy. Okay. So I'll drink one of those a night, unless it's like on Friday nights when I'm doing a chat. And usually I'll have a bunch of those only because I did my reviews beforehand. So I'm already loaded before I even start.
No, that's great.
Yeah, like last week, like I just wanted to fill in for a general chat, but it's like I had 3 pretty powerful beers. Like, I'm like, fuck this. I can't handle this tonight, you know?
Did you see the beer I had last night, Lance?
I did not.
18.8 ABV.
Oh,
Some Jameson.
So the Avery pump.
Yeah, talking about barrel age.
Yeah.
geez, 18.8%?
Yeah.
Yeah, Rod was trying to go deep with the Avery beers, and Rod can handle his liquor, but last night Rod was kind of pushed to the edge, close to the edge. He was not trying to lose his head. Ha ha ha. Yeah, no, he was like I said, I drank an Avery 11.1% bomber in about 45 minutes, and by the end of it, I was like in my mind trying to not slur my words, so I was like talking real slowly so I didn't slur them. It's a lot of fun. But Rod is getting to that.
The heavier beer, you start to measure your words out a little bit.
Yeah, like
the
drinks
struggle is
like
real.
that. Like I gotta switch to a shot glass. I can't put it in a regular glass. I can't do it.
Yeah, you got to baby the beer a little bit. Just a
Yeah,
little
that's the thing. Like when I have the Winter Beer Fest in February, we get the heavier beers because of like winter. So you have a lot of people coming there in imperial stouts and barrel aged stuff. So it's kind of like you're measuring the stuff out as you go, because if you don't by the night, you're just to the wind, forget about it. So it's so many beers are big. We actually have a new viewer here after Tyler joins. Tyler being the only guy that was commenting for a while. So like, Tyler, Jason's out there.
yeah, now Tyler joins, and there's but yeah, Jason Voorhees, who he shows up a lot on BDU on Chat. He says good shit. He loves Caskmates. So
Jason's a good guy.
Yeah.
Wait,
Sure.
Hey, Joe, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Now, I was looking today, like, I don't know how to subscribe to him. Like, you would want to chat with some of the guys from the Maritimes. What channel is that?
Maxwell Star, Nick Lowe. He
Maxwell Star, okay.
Yeah, he's from New Brunswick in Canada. We do like the beer analysis on his channel, and he's been a beer tuber for about 6 or 7 years. So good guy.
Good show.
Okay.
Yeah. Very friendly. Invites to everybody who's around and whatnot. We have a good time.
Okay, I wanted to make sure it's like, I can't remember if I described him today or not.
Did he say what beer he's doing this week, upcoming?
Oh shit! I don't think they ever. Stella Artois. They're doing because. Well, hey, Rod, slow down. Rod, slow down. Rod, we're gonna need you to bring it down level. And I hate everyone who likes Stella. No, but
Yes,
they do it.
Good.
No, Stella was one of those beers. Tyler, do not encourage Rod. No, Stella's one of those beers where like it's kind of like Christmas timey thing. Like they have like some kind of thing with the Christmas time. So he decided, because we needed to do a macro because it was like alternating macro and micro, and he's like Stella and whatever. So that's what it is. So I'm not going to be on the show. I know everyone's disappointed, but super happy at the same time. But yeah, Stella's going to be the beer that they're going to analyze.
It took a while for me to break my wife off of drinking Stella. She actually now is in the Belgian whip beer, but it took a while. She was locked into a Euro lager. I'm like, let it go.
Hang on, Stella isn't terrible, but it's also not good.
It's not terrible. It's not horrible. I mean,
it's like you could drink it.
Like,
yeah, it's like it's a beer. I can drink it
one time with
I don't care if they give it in a fancy glass. It's still Stella.
Yeah, you're not trying to drink like a 6-pack of it. You're good if you drink one and done.
Again, no.
You'll drink it to friend your face.
You put it against Bud, I'll choose Stella.
Yeah, no, that's kind of it. I'll be right back, fellas.
Yeah, so it's not like the worst of things either.
So damn, I might get one of these ferment sauruses.
Oh, really?
Actually, no, okay. No, Tyler, I actually have one.
I know you do. You are 100% reason I would get one in the first place.
Oh, thank you. It's like, now my reviews per se is not the greatest.
Oh.
But it's one of those ones where it's like, you know what? Like the masses want to know. So like, I want to give my personal experiences with them.
Yeah. Well, do you remember?
And honestly, I'm very happy except for one thing or two things. What the hell is that?
That's CBD. But
oh, okay.
Do you remember in your live chat today? I asked you like how much was the total operation cost?
Oh yeah. That's right.
And you know, that's what I kind of meant. Like the fermentation thing, like the fermentorus. and your filter and all of that, like how much the whole operation costs.
Now the Permasaurus was $120, which is actually relatively cheap, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those ones to where if you look from a fast firmer standpoint, that's on the low end. Now the filter I used was a bouncer. That's $26.
What? That's it?
Yes, but the flip side is it only filters big stuff. You're not going to filter yeast. Hence my glass here.
What?
That's a huge flip side.
So how do you filter out the yeast?
Well, I'm have to get a 10 micron filter to do it. So that's an extra. That's not just an extra step, but it's an extra step. So if you're looking now, let me ask you this question: Have you ever homebrewed before?
No. I've never.
Okay, so going in that the initial is gonna be big bucks, right?
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. I was trying to ask you about like everything, dude, because like I have no idea.
Now, like someone like me, I'm a bad example because right now, I'm a bad example right now because I've been drinking. You're probably not counting, and Rod, you'll agree with this. Not counting the Keganator, you're going to be in the whole $300 at the minimum, not counting the Firmosaurus.
That's not that bad.
So like a lot of people in the neighborhood, like where I live at in Akron, they ask me, Lance, how to get into it. It's like you're gonna have an initial investment of $450, and people balk at that.
Yeah. Well, I'm really good with like graphic design. That's what I studied in college, and like if I always wanted to like collab with people and maybe like create a label for someone.
Now, as somebody
maybe
whose major was graphic design and advertising, I went to college in Phoenix.
You did?
Yes, I did.
Oh, awesome, man. What'd you study?
20 years ago, but that's what it was. But it's
You studied advertising?
Mm-hmm.
So did Rajay at West Virginia.
Yeah, my degree is in advertising journalism. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, so we make some mean ads, we can advertise ourselves.
Yeah.
No, but in all honesty,
all kinds of things, I guess. Yeah.
Seems like you know a lot about home brewing.
No. Who, me? No.
No,
No. Rod is the person
you
to talk to. In this chat, he's the person to talk to. He has way more experience than I do.
More than me. I mean, I usually do it still from when I do it from the extracts usually, but that's because I don't want to really get involved as much more. But I talk to a lot of the different breweries and know how the whole procedures and stuff. So,
when's the last time that you've brewed, Rajay?
I brewed a batch about 3 months ago. It didn't turn out in the end the way I wanted it to because I didn't dry hop it enough on the back end, but it was still a decent enough beer. But
what style?
It was a dark IPA, but I still got people craving. I did a peanut butter porter a couple years ago. And I got people asking me to do that for work. They're like, "You got to bring this peanut butter porter back." So if I do another one, I might do that one because I kept the recipe for that.
Nice. So when you do something like a peanut butter porter, like do you do like 3 gallons or about how much do you do?
I did. Well, I actually started using just that. I use the Mr. Beer Kit just to hold it. So I do about 2.75 gallons of it, which will put out about a case of beer. And then I just use it to hold it. But I make the recipes. I customize the recipes for what I want to do. And the fermenter, I just use that basically in that system. I don't order the Mr. Beer stuff or anything, but I probably should take it to a larger thing if I want to make beer, because for the cost analysis, I could probably, for not that much more dollars, do like 10 gallons of stuff. So
yeah,
that's my big issue right now. It's like
I got like I do 10 gallons, I'll end up having like a couple cases, 2-3 cases of beer. It's like, what am I gonna do with all this beer? I got friends that don't know what to do with it. They're like, "Hey, we can help you out on that." So
I bet they will.
But right now, I still do everything like on the stove. So If I was doing a propane burner or something like that, I would get a bigger pot and maybe do it that way.
So you put everything on the stove, and then like after that, how do you make it like carbonated and stuff?
Well, you put everything on the stove and you end up making the wort and everything, and then you put it into the fermenter and you get it all fermented with the yeast and everything. But then I carbonate in the bottle.
Okay.
So then I drop the drops in or sugar into the bottle, and it carbonates it through a second process, basically in the bottle, and that gives it the carbonation. So there's drops you can actually put in to carbonate the beer.
So you
basically what it does is bottle ferment.
So you bottle it and then you wait to drink it when it's ready?
Yeah, like about 2 weeks or so. And then you take it about 2 weeks, but then you test it through the periods to find out what the best time would actually be. Like I've done stuff where I've lagered beer for like 3 months, 4 months, put it in there in the garage when it's like in the wintertime, like for stronger type lagers, and I come out and do stuff.
So what do you use to ferment? Like,
well, when you ferment it, you're basically taking your wort that you created using the malts and using the hops and the water and everything that you've boiled and everything, and then you put the yeast into it. So you get to the right temperature. The yeast actually eats everything, and then that starts the fermentation process. After you ferment, then you go back to carbonate everything. So when you take your reading at that point, you're basically dealing with flat beer. But when you add the carbonation, it then turns it into beer being properly carbonated.
So what's the X2 or whatever you're talking about that you use to ferment?
Well, there's different ones that have it. Like Brewer's Best does these carbonation drops, and you put a drop in the bottle, and then you put your beer in, you put a drop in, you agitate it a little bit, and then it ferments over the next like 7 to 10 days.
What? Really?
Yeah. Now some people like Lance, he may actually ferment in the second fermenter and then put it into the bottle where it's already fermented in the fermenter. So it depends on how you're doing the process.
What like this beer here, I sidestepped the second fermentation, went straight to keg. So it's like it all depends on the situation you're in. Like in this one here, I wish I did a secondary, but it probably came out so much better.
Yeah.
It all really depends.
But I mean, the whole thing with making beer is like if you're cooking, it's all an experimental process. So there's people that make good beers because they messed up something, they didn't realize it, and it comes out to be a great thing that works for them.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm gonna say. Now, before you say that, Rod, there's a lot of breweries out there, like especially IPAs. They're making IPAs that are covering mistakes.
Yeah.
However, I will say this. If you can cook and cook well, you can make beer.
Well, if you can boil
water,
you can make beer if you know how to do it right? So,
I mean, you don't, like I said, you know how to cook. You can make beer.
The biggest thing is really
there's no difference.
Beer, one is your sanitation has to be down because you can't have any type of infection whatsoever, and then basically having the process to get all the beer to the right temperature, knowing how to mix everything, knowing how the balance is put in place, and then putting it all together so you come out with that final output you're shooting for. It's like a science project, really.
Yeah. Sanitary should be number one. Like you got to be clean.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people that get thrown off when they're making beer in the beginning because they didn't sanitize everything.
Right. And you got to do that. And the whole environment around you should be clean. You know what I mean? And you should use high quality ingredients. Like I would look into like organic, like malts even. That's what I want to look into.
Here's what I would do. This is just me personally. When I got into homebrewing back in March, when I sanitized, I was taking no chances. I bleached everything.
Yeah.
Because I bleached it and dried it out because I wanted no chances, right? Now in your situation, I don't know your situation. I don't know. But in a brewing situation, you don't necessarily need high quality. What I would do is the best way to describe it is start with a kit and feel it out and see what you're comfortable with. That's what I did. I started with a kit and I knew what kind of give and take I had. and I went from there. And with the styles you want to do or possibly do, a kit is a very good asset for a control badge.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Just
I mean, I want to help you. If you want to get into this, I want to help you.
Yeah, that's cool. No, yeah, I think so. Yeah, maybe a kit would just show you like how to start and have you have a base, and so you don't just put too much of one ingredient in and not have any idea what you're doing.
Yeah, like the beer I made like a few weeks ago, like this one here I'm drinking now. Like I bypassed everything on a partial mash, and I'm paying the price. But it's a good experience because I use a control batch on what not to do. Even though the price standpoint was pretty much a $6 difference. So it's also totally up to you.
Yeah, you gotta have fun with it.
It is 22 degrees in Columbus, Ohio.
It's in between me and Lance.
Yeah, hey, you know what? Just since you brought that up, I'm gonna look at what is the weather here right now.
But Joe's probably got cold weather where he's at in Buffalo, though.
It's about the same here.
You would think that, but it's 31 here.
Oh, is it 31 there?
Yeah, we just have 75 feet of snow on the ground. No big
Oh,
deal.
that's my next question. How much snow you on the ground right now?
Actually, we were supposed to get like somewhere between 2 to 3 feet of snow on Wednesday. And what ended up happening was they were expecting around here we get lake effect snow off of Lake Erie, and that can be very unpredictable. So when the forecasters start doing it, like the meteorologists, they're like, could be anywhere between a foot to 7. Like they don't know. Like they just start, okay, could be anywhere between this. And they were talking about like 2 or 3 feet. Totally didn't happen. I have a dusting. What's that?
I thought you was out an area like bad lake effect though. You're like right out of the range.
So Buffalo and to the southern part of Buffalo usually get hit with the lake effect. Like 3 years ago when that 6 feet of snow fell, I'm in the northern suburbs of Buffalo, so I had 3 inches, while they had 6 feet. So you're talking about like 5 to 10 miles to the south of me is fucking like it's crazy. And up here I'm like, yeah, I got 3 inches out here. So it's one of those things where it depends on where that lake effect band hits, and a lot of times the lake effect band will hit in the city of Buffalo and then go to the south towns. Same thing happened again this past Wednesday and Thursday. They have 1.5 feet in a lot of the south towns of Buffalo. Up here we have a dusting. We have like a single inch outside. So they go crazy. They like to alert everyone. Oh, we're gonna get 75 billion inches of snow, and then you get like 2, and you're like, what the fuck just happened? The lake effect machine.
Yeah, same thing here in Akron. You same thing.
Yeah. So
you're far into the lake, so you get it way worse than us.
Well, since I'm north of Buffalo, so I'm like closer to Niagara Falls than I am Buffalo. When we get stuff up here, most of the time, city of Buffalo and to the south of Buffalo doesn't get anything, and we do because what happens is the lake effect snow will come off of Lake Ontario, and it'll hit us, but it won't go all the way down to Buffalo. But when Lake Erie is the lake effect producer, we don't get much up here. So it's kind of interesting. Lake effect snow is awesome. If you don't live on a lake or close to it, you don't understand. But lake effect snow is the craziest thing ever because you can literally in a single day get like 6 feet of snow, and no one can predict it. They're just like, yeah.
Same thing down in Northeast Ohio. Yeah. Like here in Akron, it's like we don't get lake effect snow that often. We're far enough south.
Yeah, from Lake Erie.
Assuming the winds blow out of northwest.
Yeah.
If it blows out of northeast with a wide open lake, we get Lake Erie and Lake Ontario. We're screwed down here.
Like a couple of years ago when there was 6 feet of snow, if you were driving north to south from the north, let's say you're driving from Niagara Falls to Buffalo to the south towns, there was just this wall. You could see the wall as you're driving of clouds where the lake effect snow was happening. But until you got into that wall, there was no snow. There was literally neighborhoods in the south towns of Buffalo where if you walked a couple 100 feet, they didn't have more than like 6 inches of snow, and you walked a couple 100 feet in the other direction, they had 6 feet. Because that lake effect band of snow would stall over a certain area for like 12 hours, and it would produce 2 to 3 inches per hour. So you're talking about 2 to 3 feet in a 12-hour period, and then down the street, they don't have anything. It's just
thing here. Exact same thing here.
It's mind blowing to watch because, like I said, if you're not on a lake and you don't know about lake effect snow, it's crazy to see it happen. But if you don't, it's one of those things where if you've never experienced it, you just don't know what's going on. And it's kind of interesting because people are like, oh, you live in Buffalo, you get 75 feet of snow. Blah. It's like, no, I live in the northern part of Buffalo. I don't get a lot of snow, but about 10 miles to my south, 10, 15 miles, yeah, they get a lot of snow.
It's like the people in the chat's like, what in the world are we talking about right now?
We're talking about.
Joe, I'm seeing a beer that will blow your mind right now.
Yeah, I've already had enough beer tonight.
From Devil's Canyon. Have you heard Devil's Canyon?
Never.
They're out of hang on, don't tell me. Wait, isn't Devil's Canyon owned by AB InBev or no?
I don't know.
Devil's Backbone is
Devil's Backbone. Good call, Lance. Devil's Backbone.
Devil's Backbone, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Imperial coconut porter aged in rum barrels.
Yo, sign me up. Anything that involves coconut and rum barrels, I'm pretty sure I'm on board. If Eric was here, he'd try to fight me.
I knew you like that one.
Yeah.
It's 22 degrees here, by the way. So it's colder here in Akron right now.
Yeah, it's crazy that it's colder there than it is here. But, I mean, that's how it rolls sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
I sent a beer mail to Rod, and I'm like...
yeah, we're 29 degrees here.
I'm like, it's not going to be bad or whatever. And then I check where the actual package was like last night, earlier today, and it was like, oh, it's in Lexington, Kentucky. And I'm like, all right, I'll go see what the weather is there. And it was like the low of 17 or 18. I'm like, I hope not. The beer doesn't freeze. Like that's super.
They're talking They're talking 2 to 6 inches of snow here tomorrow. So we'll see.
Yeah, you guys are getting that snow coming down from the north part of that Clipper.
Yeah, so let's see if I get to my second job tomorrow. Let's see how that goes.
If not, you'll be drinking some beer.
That's right.
No. Honestly, if it snows, if I get up in the morning, if there's a lot of snow on the ground, I might walk, not drive, walk to the gas station, get what I need to get, and that's it. I ain't going nowhere else.
Yeah. Comment from Jason Voorhees. He says, Midwest winters sound brutal. Well, first and foremost, Jason, where are you from? I mean, you don't have to specifically tell us from where you're from. Like,
yeah, where are you from?
Yeah. I mean,
the Midwest sucks, and I'm sick of the Midwest already.
Yeah, Midwest
brutal on some of their winters, though.
Listen, Midwest,
New Jersey initially, so
that's what I'm saying. Midwest into the Northeast, when it comes to wintertime, yeah, you're gonna get snow. It's gonna be cold. That's you kind of, if you live there, you expect it. Like I always
ready to go back to Phoenix. I don't want to hear that. I'm ready to go back to Phoenix here in a second.
I always am incredulous to people in Buffalo that are like, I can't stand the winter. I just want to shake them and be like, you guys live in Buffalo, New York. We're known for snow. The winter time, the 3 months that it's winter, there's going to be snow on the ground. There's going to be storms. If you don't know that's going to happen, then move somewhere where there's not snow. Otherwise, shut your fucking mouths because that's how it's
funny that, like I said, Alabama got snow today, so they got more snow than we got so far.
Yeah, it's like someone that lives in like Miami being going, oh, how about this humidity? You're in Florida. It's going to be humid. That's how it works. Shut your mouth. Jason said he lives in Fresno, California.
Fresno.
So. Oh, gee.
Yeah, Jason.
Actually, Fresno did get snow at some point a couple years ago, I think.
Yeah, Jason.
In the mountains, yeah.
Yeah, first and foremost, Jason, appreciate you being a viewer. On the other hand, fuck you, buddy.
Yeah, we're like really cold climate up here.
Yeah, you're probably 70 degrees up there. You probably fucking got shorts on. I hate you. But I love you, but I don't.
Did you see it was snowing in New Orleans today?
Oh, really?
I saw that.
Yeah, the South got hit today.
Yeah, my cousin, I'm from New Orleans. My cousin called me and said it was snowing down there.
Yeah, you're like, stop trolling me, bro.
And they don't have enough stuff down there for equipment, so they actually can't do anything when they're shut down for the most part.
Any southern state that has snow or like ice or anything, it's like they are done. They're like, wait like 3 days, then they'll be okay. But for the most part, it's like we have no trucks, there's no salt, there's nothing to combat this, so we're just going to shut down the city.
Actually, you know what? I'll give an interesting story. When I lived in Phoenix the first time, it snowed in town, right? Like right in the valley.
Wait, in Phoenix?
I mean, it's the world's largest kitty box, and they didn't put sand down, right? It was an inch of snow. They did not put sand down. They shut that flipping city down for a week. Nothing ran. I had to walk to work for 4 days. I was not happy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to ask you to settle down, Lance.
Was that?
They still make Red Dog?
I said we're gonna have to ask you to settle down, Lance. I was joking.
Oh, sorry.
Very angry, but it's okay.
I rarely ever see Red Dog.
No, Red Dog is available $9.99 a 30-pack.
The fact that you don't see
And that should tell you something right
30
there.
pack for $9.99. Wow.
Is that a
In
good thing?
Wisconsin.
Is that a good thing that you don't see Red Dog, Rod? Is that what you're trying to say?
It's just funny. Somebody just posted a picture of Red Dog on Facebook. I'm like, forgot that you.
Jason Voorhees continues with, he loves the 50-degree weather, which, yeah, 50s is fantastic. He says, yeah, in 1998, we got like an inch of snow, hardly enough to make a snowman. Yeah. We get like an inch per every half hour here when it goes nuts. It's just like anything else. It's like when you talk about weather in certain areas, like if you live in California, you expect earthquakes every once in a while. If you get an earthquake on the East Coast, people flip their shit because they don't know what's happening. If you get a tornado in anywhere other than the Midwest, people don't know how to react. Like the craziest shit ever. You know, you think about hurricanes down in Florida across the East Coast into the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, people know how to kind of prepare for them and what to do. When you get further up the East Coast, people flip out because they don't know what's happening. If you're used to certain weather events, yeah, I mean you're used to them. But like I said, I always get confused and kind of irritated when people live in a certain area, and every single year they've lived there, they know how. Like being in Buffalo, you know you're going to get cold, you know you're going to get snow. To complain about the weather where you've lived for 20, 30 years. I just want to slap you because you live here. You know what to expect. There's no reason to complain about it because that's how.
Best thing to do is just relax and have a beer.
Yeah, I mean, we used to have a governor here, Jimmy Griffin. That would be like, he had it was like, for X amount of days you had snow. It was so many 6-packs of beer. Yeah. That's what he said. He'd be like, go grab a 6-pack, enjoy yourself. Everything's great. Like, yeah, that's
how long are you guys gonna be on here? Should I grab a beer?
I'm going to probably jump off for a little bit, actually, because I got to get up and go to the gym in the morning.
Yeah, it's pretty late.
Yeah, it's pretty late.
What time? Oh, snaps! 1:50.
Are you on Eastern or are you on Central, Tyler?
Central.
Central's an hour behind us, yeah.
12:50.
Yeah, like, I tell you what, guys, I'm going to bounce off here. I just realized what time it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get up and go to work at what time?
Well, I got to be up at like at least 7:45 because I got to get up, check the weather. I got to go over to work, and it's like I got to be working at 10, so it's like, ugh.
Yeah, 7:45. I'll be turning over for a little bit, but
well, I believe Todd is showing you right now.
Even though I will say, like, I'm gonna try to get like, see, if I go to bed, if I fall asleep at 3, I'll grab at 6:30. Watch Motor Week at 7 in the morning because Motor Week show pops up on TV at 7 in the morning. So it's like, but that's not going to happen tonight. That's definitely not going to happen.
Yeah.
Hey, Tyler, question for you. You're not doing skunk, are you?
What the hell is skunk?
Okay. You just answered my question. All right.
Skunk can have a different term, though, where Tyler is.
Lance.
Yes, old fogies like me know exactly what skunk is.
Lance, he's totally just doing water vapor. Let's be honest.
No, this is what I'm doing. It's CBD. You guys heard of CBD?
Oh, I didn't know.
It's what like those kids take that have seizures and stuff, but it's legal in Wisconsin. You know, there's no THC in it or nothing like that. This is live resin, so that's what this is. It's really expensive. It sells for,
live resin. I like that.
It sells for $100 a gram, and it's golden. Yeah, so it's very.
That's how water bong. My mind went in totally other direction. Yeah. I totally apologize.
I have anxiety, and so it helps me.
Yo, forget about barrel aged beers. That's where it's at. $100 a gram. That's
like me, $100 a gram. I was like, you know what? I'll pass. I'll slug it out. You know.
You thought Utopia was expensive.
Yeah, Utopia is ain't got shit on that.
Yeah. I keep seeing this Lagunitas Willamette Stout show up everywhere. I gotta probably get it.
I saw someone I didn't follow, but for some reason, the beer reviewer showed up on my homepage of YouTube. It was Babyface beer reviews, and he was.
Oh yeah, Babyface. Yeah, I check out this stuff. He's actually not bad. Pretty good.
He did the Willetized or whatever. Willetized. Yeah, I mean, it sounded really good. So, if it shows up here, I'm on board.
Yeah, like I said, there's another brewer that they're owned by Heineken, but you know what? They still make good beer, so I'm gonna keep drinking them.
Lagunitas might be dollar for dollar the best craft brewery in America.
They might be the best value out there for a good.
That's what I'm saying, dollar for dollar, right? Like I don't think you can beat them. Some of their bombers are like $4.99. Like I don't. Great. Yeah. And that's not a Rod J deal either. That's like normal price.
Well, that Westified Imperial Stout, in my opinion, is not that far off of Bourbon County.
No, I pay like $7.99 a bomber, $8.99 a bomber. It's cheap as shit.
Yeah. But Bourbon County has a hype behind it.
I mean, I like I said, I love Bourbon County.
And I got a bottle of it, so I'm not hating on them. I got a bottle.
No, it's good, but you know what I didn't like of what they did was a couple of years ago when they went to the 500 milliliter bottles, because they went from it used to be like $20 to $22 for four packs of 12-ounce bottles. And they're like, no, we're totally gonna make it like $12 for 500 mil.
Is pretty good too.
Yeah, Lagunitas is good. Lagunitas is good shit. Like. We need to do Rod. Why we haven't done it on your show yet? We got to do Lagunitas at some point.
It's only a matter of time. I mean,
it is. But Lagunitas, like, listen though, what we got to do the year-end awards. If you're down for it, I got to make the.
Are you going to make the categories for it?
Yeah, I will. And I'll send it to Todd, you, Eric, and I'll send it to myself.
I will put you in charge of that project.
All right, I'll do it.
All right, Skids, I got to go off here. I got to go to bed.
All right, Lance, have a good one, man.
Have a good one, man. Thanks for joining.
No problem.
Sure. Have a good one.
Make sure you check out your channel, Lance the Lush.
He left already, but yeah, Lance the Lunch. Lance Bell.
Lance starting to feel it, I think.
Yeah, what does he call all of his Lush fans?
Lush fans,
yeah.
Yeah, check out. Lance is a good dude. Sometimes get a little bit deep into like the natty daddies, but I can't fault him. It happens.
Yeah. It's all a learning curve, right? So he's still learning there.
Yeah, it happens.
A 4-pack of 120 runs you about $40.
Isn't that fun? So here's the thing. I've never heard really people complain about like the 120 or Worldwide Stout being crazy, but then they'll complain about like Bourbon County.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That's a lot of money. I know they're like 18%, but that's a lot of money.
Wait, would you guys consider yourselves craft beer snobs?
Oh no.
I'm not a snob now, because I don't look down at people for what they drink.
All right. What do you think about this? Have you ever had this?
Mickey's? Yeah, I like it.
Come on, son, of course.
You know, if it comes some seriously,
like, this is I talk about
in the bottle. Mickey,
this is what you classify as underrated.
I like Mickey's. Mickey's is probably my favorite malt liquor. Not that I sit here and I'm a connoisseur.
I got a lot of memories of Mickey's Big Mouth back in the day.
Yo, the grenades are where it's at.
Yeah.
I've never had it in can, to be honest with you.
I haven't either.
I've never seen it in a can. That's crazy. No,
yeah.
Here's the thing, Tyler. When it comes to craft beer snobs, I think craft beer snobs are people that look down upon other people for drinking certain things, and I've never been of the opinion that I will judge someone on what they drink. You drink what you like. I like craft beer. I like craft beer. That's what I drink. If you like macro or you like malt liquor or you like whatever, drink it. That's it. Whatever makes you happy, man.
I drink everything.
Yeah,
so.
that's and I'm open minded too. Be open minded, like you. Yeah, so if we were at Mickey's, yeah, I've had Mickey's plenty of times, and guess what? As far as the malt liquor goes for me, it's fucking good. No
Honestly, the more styles you drink, the more you learn an appreciation of beer too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and like I said, it comes to anything in life, but I never. When it comes to specifically, and this is for me, when it comes to food and drink, to look down at someone based on what they eat or what they drink is just being stupid in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is a porter now, guys. This is going to be.
Is that Oso or O's brewery?
Don't tell me you've heard of this.
Yeah, dude. There's a show that I forgot I watched on. It was on like some fucking public access, but the guy went to the brewery and like checked out all their stuff and was very
For real? Okay,
yeah.
this is going to be well known. I mean, this is some groundbreaking stuff right here. Like, this is really good. This porter is world class, and I wouldn't say that if I didn't mean it. And like, yeah, it really is, and it's going to break, I think, national at some point.
Nice. It's the thing, man. There's so many good breweries across America that a lot of people don't know about because they're local or they're regional, and it's like.
Have you ever had OSO, or have you just saw that?
No, I just saw that, but I've heard them make pretty good stuff, so I've only wanted to try it. But it's tough to get a lot of stuff. Where depending on where you live, you can get thousands of breweries in different areas, but local places like that or regional places, they don't distribute to certain areas. So
yeah.
Like as I said, like when you're talking about New Glarus and Central Waters, yeah, I've had stuff from them.
Son of a bitch.
You guys tried this yet?
What is that?
Which one is that one?
Is that the Budweiser Prohibition?
Yep.
Reserve?
Oh, I haven't done that one yet. No.
Nah, I haven't jumped into that one yet. Is that all right? You
So
like it?
someone here locally, you thought I get good deals, Joe. Someone just blew my mind on a deal. They went to one of our local stores here. They picked up a 4-pack of the 120.
Yeah.
Somebody mismarked it. The whole 4-pack, $10.99.
Jesus Christ. That's fucking stupid, but awesome at the same time.
That was earlier today. And people were like, "Where did you go to?" And they were like, the guy gave the address, and like, I can't say they're going to wise up by the time you get there or not. But he got the 4-pack for $10.99. It's supposed to be $10.99 a bottle.
Let me tell you something.
He said there was one left. I bet there was only one left because people were like $10.99 a 4-pack. I will take that.
I can slightly one up that, but not by a lot, but by a little bit, just a little bit. Earlier today, my Canadian brethrens were talking about CBS, founder CBS. And for those of you out there that don't know, CBS from Founders is going to be released in 12-ounce bottles in countries that aren't the United States. So if you're in the States, CBS is being sold in 750 milliliters, so 25.4-ounce bottles. And for some reason, in Ontario, Canada, they're getting something like 800 cases through the entire province of 12-ounce CBS bottles. Now, they're supposed to be sold for $8.50 a bottle. So you're talking about $17 Canadian for the equivalent of what we're paying $25, basically, more or less. Well, one of my buddies said that they screwed up at one of the LCBOs in Canada, in Ontario, and they sold multiple cases to an individual, 24 bottles of CBS for $55.
Somebody get fired over that shit.
Yes. Apparently, what it sounds like they were doing is selling the 4-packs for $8.50 and not individual bottles.
Oh.
And like, that is insane.
Yeah.
Because they're paying like $2.50 a bottle of CBS.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine Founders is happy with with that.
Yeah, I mean, Founders, the store owner bought it from Founders to distribute it, so
Yeah.
Founders probably got their cut. The store owner's probably getting screwed.
Yeah, I mean, shit, if I can get a case of CBS for $55, I mean, that's only double the amount I paid for a single 750 here.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here.
But probably get ready to jump off. But Jason asks, you have macro lagers crap, but where would traditional breweries for Europe fall? Like those Samuel Smiths, monasteries, etc. They go back hundreds of years.
They fall in the craft beer sense. I mean, they're not macro. They're not
craft beer, because if you go by the craft beer definition, they haven't created enough.
But even if you
barrels.
but even if you don't go by that, like, they're not owned by a conglomerate. They're not. Right. I mean, yes, they like Samuel Smith from
Samuel Smith might be a question mark on something like that, but yeah,
maybe. But I think I think the quality of those beers speak volumes too, because they're good. They're not amazing, but they're definitely a step up in quality.
Well, it gets into your definition of craft. Do you want to go by what the Brewers Association says, or do you want to go ahead and peace out, Tyler. And we gotta get together and play some other games too. He's gonna go beat up some people in NBA Live 18. He said. If you're gonna go by Craft Brewers Association, or would you actually define as craft beer?
Yeah, and I mean, again, if you want to do by the book, by the Craft Brewers Association, I don't know how they fall or what they fall under.
I mean, a lot of those Belgian breweries, they're still microbreweries.
Oh, they definitely are.
Yeah.
But like you said, Sam Smith, I don't know if Samuel Smith's owned by somebody. I know there's quite a few, like Green King in the UK. I know is a bigger one now, and a lot of people shit on them. I don't know. For me personally, and this will always be the case for me, I kind of judge the beer on the beer itself and not the outside politics. Like, you can sit here and say like Bourbon County is not a craft beer by the definition, all that stuff, but you review what's in the bottle or you judge what's in the bottle. I think that's all that matters. I mean, and how you enjoy it. So many people get caught up in is it a craft beer? Is it not? Is it this? Is it that? And it's like, yeah, if you want to, play by the rules of the game that people like talk about the Brewers Association, they just arbitrary everything. Like, let's move up the barrels for Sam Adams. Let's move this for this. And we're going to put the label on this. And it's just like, I don't know.
And I would say some people couldn't blind taste that they would tell Bourbon County for some of the other craft beer stouts out there anyway.
No. I mean, like I said, nowadays it's ridiculous. How many people crap on technically speaking, macro beers? Like you go drink a Wicked Weed beer now, they're macro brew. I mean, they're owned by ABM. But if you drink a lot of their stuff, I bet you it's still amazing.
Yeah, in the end, if you like the beer, drink it, right? So
that's the way it goes. Yeah, I think one thing you'll learn from Rod's show and everyone on here, like we're very I guess the word would be for open-minded. Like we play by, I don't want to say different rules, but we don't take one simple definition and just roll with it.
Yeah,
we all have our own opinions and our own thoughts, and
we like to question it and discuss it, right? So
yeah, that's the fun part of it, is discussing it and talking about it, and trying to see where everyone comes from. I don't fault anybody. I don't fault anybody that drinks Goose Island and says or doesn't drink Goose Island because they're a macro beer. My problem is with the hypocrites who will poo on. Yeah, I said poo because I'm trying to keep this PC. But poo on like Goose Island or like Lagunitas or whatever because they're owned by
whatever it may be.
Yeah, but then in the same vein, if like a special release from them is released, they're first in line to buy it. It's like I can't take your opinion seriously anymore because as much as you say this is a macro brew or whatever, you're still going buying the one beer from them because you really like it.
Right.
Well, either stick to your guns or don't, but you can't pick and choose.
Right.
That's just bullshit.
That would be hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy at its finest. And
like Doc Holliday said at Tombstone, well, hypocrisy can only go thus far.
That's a perfect way to end a show. Seriously. Thanks, Rod. Appreciate you.
Thanks for hanging in there. And
it's awesome with the Maud Deet. Everyone who showed up for Maud Deet's awesome. Everyone showed up today is awesome for the after show.
Yeah, all the questions and everything like that, and everybody involved. We definitely appreciate it.
Tyler for showing himself for the first time. That's cool.
Yeah. Tyler jumping on for the first time, and then Lance getting on here for a little bit, and a nice little Friday night action. And who knows? I mean, maybe we're back again later this weekend. We don't know. It just happens.
I mean, it depends on if shit's not popping off for us in any direction.
Thursday night we'll have the beer flow next week. We'll have great.
Yeah, and I've talked right into it.
A new beer tuber spotlight, which will be Eric's beer reviews.
So Tuesday night is the new beer tuber spotlight that Rod will have going forward. Eric this weekend, or sorry, this weekend, this Tuesday. Thursday we're gonna have Great Lakes Brewing, either the 21st or 28th. Now I twisted Rod's, or not really twisted, but we're gonna try to do a year-end beer award show where we kind of like have 10, 15, 20 categories with the regular panel: Todd, Eric, Rod, myself, where we talk about our favorite brews, our least favorite breweries, all the whole nine. Should be a good time. At the very least, you'll kind of have a good idea of what individually we thought of certain beers and whatnot. So it should be a good time, I think, anyway.
Yeah. So a lot of good things happening, and Thank you again, Joe, for the beers you sent. So I'll be doing some reviews on those upcoming. So looking forward to that.
hopefully you enjoy them. That's all it really matters. Like you review them, you always think at least you enjoy them. Hopefully, if not, if you don't, whatever. That's the fun of it, right?
And at some point, Joe will have his channel, and I'll be sending him some beers too. So.
Yeah, that's the plan. Rajay being one of the first beer mail unboxings that we'll do. Should be a good time.
But appreciate everybody hanging out tonight, and look forward to catching you guys next time. You already know, keep drinking those good craft beers, and as always, go out there and get your beer on, and we'll look forward to catching you when we catch you. Cheers.
Cheers indeed.